Hello and welcome to the Wrecking Crew, the show where we make a mess of the rules and probably each other, I think. My name is Kyle. I will be your game master today. And with me, we've got the three other folks here. Let's check in with them. Top of my screen, let's say hi to Cody. Say hello, Cody.
Hello, Cody.
Takes direction well. We like it. We like it. Next we have Mary Lou here. Please say hello,
Hi,
Mary Lou.
everybody. Hello, Mary Lou. It's a good song.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know that
You don't know
song.
that one? Ricky Nelson from the 1950s?
He's not that old.
Yeah.
You're not that. I guess you're not. Maybe it was the 60s. Oh, okay, hold on. I'm going to look up. When was Hello, Mary Lou?
Hacking
Ricky
into the mainframe.
Nelson. What year? Let me find out. Hold on. 1961.
All right. Okay, well, yeah, okay. I guess I'm a little behind on my Ricky Nelson, but I'll figure it out. Okay.
Next time.
All right. Then last but not least, we have Slip here on screen. Say hello, Slip.
Hello.
Hello. Okay, cool. Well, today we're going to be exploring some Mork Borg. It's a game about the end of the world and what kind of person you become when the world is ending. And I kind of thought before we kind of get into more of the nitty gritty about what rules I like to change for the game and, actually start playing the game, I thought I would ask all of you what your favorite apocalypse is. So everybody, what is your favorite apocalypse?
Well, right now, my favorite
Wow,
apocalypse.
everyone was so silent for a second there.
Well, right now, it's my cats trying to murder each other.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Literally, the fur
I was gonna ask, what was that
death battle back there?
What was falling down the bed?
That was a tuft of fat boy hair that
Oh wow!
Princess ripped from his body. Oh, she's got one stuck in her mouth.
I'm gonna
That's
go
fun.
Mad Max.
That's a good apocalypse.
Yeah.
That's a fun apocalypse.
Yeah,
'cause,
that's good.
You get the tanks and the guitars that shoot flames and stuff.
Also, just
Yeah,
the
pretty sick.
phrase "my favorite apocalypse" kind of reads like My Little Pony or something.
That's a great idea for a crossover RPG.
I guess there could also be a whole podcast about apocalypse called "My Favorite Apocalypse." You guys just want to do that today instead? Like that'd be cool. Should we just do that right now?
That would
Yeah,
be
sure.
My
cool.
favorite apocalypse.
Yeah, just code switch it. Why not? Sure.
Yeah.
We're about to
Apocalypse.
play on what will be our favorite apocalypse in a minute.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's a short apocalypse. It's like 7 days long.
That's
Yeah.
it. I like everything magic and like sci-fi and fantasy, but I can't think of like a magic apocalypse. It's not popping into my head. They always
There
end
is
happily.
a D&D setting, Dark Sun, that was kind of magic apocalypse. But
Ooh,
it was like an apocalypse caused by magic.
Right.
I
People don't
see.
trust magic anymore. You have to be a psionic because it's so different.
Love that.
I love
Very
that. Like
into that.
I asked this question, but now I'm like, wait, what did I
What's
decide
your
was?
favorite apocalypse?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think it's like 28 days later, maybe.
Oh, that is a good one.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's not favorite apocalypse like the one I would want to be in. It's the one I like to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be
Okay,
either.
just
I mean,
favorite.
do you really ask people like what apocalypse do you want
Right.
to be in?
Yeah, exactly.
If I had to
it's an
pick.
apocalypse, so
Yeah.
If I had to
you had
pick,
to
though,
pick.
it would not be the 28 Days Later one because that one scared the ever-loving bejesus out of me. I couldn't turn my lights off for like 2 weeks in high school
Yeah.
because I just pictured the zombies. The priest, remember the
The-
priest coming like...
Yeah, the priest. Yeah. I mean, no, I
Scary.
definitely do. And
Oh, yeah.
that is, yeah, I love this. I love that movie. But as far as like living in an apocalypse goes, I mean, there's not really that many
Yeah,
great apocalypses
that's a
to
good
live
point.
in. So, like even Silo, where there's food and water, it's still a shitty
you
apocalypse.
can include there's a million zombie apocalypse.
Shaun
films, too,
Shaun of
so.
the Dead, that one seems kind of fun.
That's the
Yeah.
funniest apocalypse for sure. Yeah.
Oh, the Cornetto
If you're gonna live in an
trilogy.
apocalypse, pick the funny one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Children of Men, that one seems really sad. I don't
Mhm.
choose that one. That one seems
But you don't
A
have
bummer.
to deal with kids being endangered, which is like
The
a
upside.
problem in every other apocalypse.
Wow, what an
So true.
optimist. Nice.
can't have kids in danger if there are no kids.
That's true. It's very
Good
rational.
rationale.
That's a point in favor of Children of Men. The kids are all right.
The kids are all right because there are no kids left.
Oh,
Get it? They're all right because there's none left.
Wow. Yep.
If anybody's not all right, raise their hand.
Just kidding. Okay. Wait. Cody, I need to hear from
Oh
you.
yeah, no, favorite apocalypse.
Yeah, you don't get it. You don't get out of it that easily.
I almost dodged it.
Almost, man.
Let me see. Man, this is tough because there are some interesting ones.
Mm-hmm.
You've got so many video games to draw from.
This is true. This is true.
I love apocalypse.
I would say
Content.
Well, we were talking about one of the narrator of it earlier. I think Darkest Dungeon is an interesting apocalypse.
Right.
I wouldn't want to live through it, but
yeah,
it's an interesting.
You don't want to lose your mind in the Darkest Dungeon? That's
No, it's
okay.
okay.
You don't have to. You don't need to.
No,
It's fine.
I like I do like the idea of Cthulhu, things like that. Those kind of entropic cosmic forces. I think that's an interesting apocalyptic thing to live through. Is like the slow burn apocalypse. Living through them,
Totally.
absolutely
Like
not.
you don't even know you're in an apocalypse.
Yeah. It's like
Just
causality
saying
and inevitability. It's neat.
Sky turns yellow and I've been playing this game with Jared called Our Brilliant Ruin. Have y'all heard of Our Brilliant Ruin?
No.
This is my favorite apocalypse. I take it back because it's so sick. Basically the lore is it is the sickest apocalypse. The lore is like there's a star, a new star in the sky. And it starts shining like extra bright and things just start going weird. Crops fail. It's called the ruin. Like sometimes crops fail, sometimes people turn into killers randomly, and it started slowly and people were like, haha, that's weird, and then they realized that like, oh no, it's happening to everyone everywhere. And so it like sort of the apocalypse happened. It's in like vaguely Victorian times.
Oh, interesting.
So it's like kind of steampunk, kind of because like, oh, it's really cool. Check out the art too. Our Beautiful Ruin. It's a game.
Yeah,
It's a TTRPG. And it's fun. And the lore is cool. There are vampires and werewolves and like cross human animal hybrids, and it's bizarre.
It just has it all. It just has it all, basically, is what you're telling me.
Because it is the end of the world and like things are bad. But they're still like throwing parties and like going to college, Victorian college, and like being like,
I pay my college loans, guys.
Yeah,
wish me luck.
much.
There are werewolves out tonight.
It's very cool. That's my favorite apocalypse. I pick it. I pick that one.
All right. New apocalypse to check out.
Yeah.
This one, Mork Borg apocalypse, sounds bad. Don't want to live through. Do want to play the game.
Yeah.
You know, the more I definitely wouldn't want to live in this apocalypse either. But so as far as the rules for this game go, we're not going to go. The characters have been pre-generated using Scum Birther, an amazing little piece of software for this that is just free. That you can just like click a button and make a whole character in literally 2 seconds. It's incredible. So we're going to go through the character. We're not going to go through the character creation process today. And the rules, we're going to pretty much, everyone's played a little bit or maybe not at all, but we're just going to play the game. And as things come up, I'm just going to ask you to roll certain things. And it's really simple. The only things I'm going to mention for people who actually really play this game and will get pissed off if we do things different are a little bit of some rule changes I like to make. First of all, normally when you hit any sort of negative level of hit points, you just die. If you hit exactly 0, there is a table called the broken table where you roll a d4 where 4 is death and 1 through 3, there's like different things that happen that don't necessarily mean death, at least right away. So whatever I do, anytime someone hits 0 or a negative number, we roll on the broken table instead of just like instantly killing somebody, but you still have like a 25% chance of death regardless every time you drop below 0. And the other thing that normally you'll see omens listed on your character sheet. You'll see it says like it's like a dice value. You're supposed to roll for your omens each day to see how many you have. I always start my players off with the maximum omens for the day. So your sheet might say D2 omens or D4 omens. Just assume for the day that you have, the max of that. This is because I think omens are fun, and I think it gets really stressful when you don't have any more omens. Yeah, so what can you do with omens? There is shit, there's actually one on the let me see if I can just get the rule sheet over here for you guys.
Is it
where
the
is it?
the like cheat sheet? Oh, but it doesn't
Um,
have omens.
yeah, maybe they I don't know which one you guys have because I have the actual book in front of me, but basically omens are something when a die result either rolled by you or someone else or an enemy happens and you are not happy with it, you can either like force a re-roll of it or reduce like damage by X amount of like a dice. I'll get them up for you guys here in a sec. But it's like say you take D6 damage or
Cool.
something, you can roll you can choose an omen to reduce that damage by a D6 instead. There's all these different things you can do, but effectively prevent a bad outcome. So make sure you guys use those and
So they're kind of like a type of hero point.
Like a hero
Yeah.
point or inspiration, kind of.
it's
Not exactly, but same idea.
yeah, you just have a pool of them, and as
Cool.
we actually get to using them, we can look at the rules. Yeah.
How should we role play that? Like,
Yeah.
what are we doing when we use an omen?
Well, to me, I mean, with a name like Omens, right? It kind of has this mysticism to it, or like it's something that's like foretold. So to me, it's always a visual thing, right? Like your character in this moment, like mechanically, you're choosing to alter what is happening. So I like when it's a visual thing where your character is maybe seeing like two options before them and is like choosing one. So, I mean, in the moment, you guys can choose to express these omens however you like. But it's a fun thing just to kind of have fun with. Do any of you guys have powers or scrolls? By
I have
chance?
one.
Okay.
I have one.
Okay. Well, there's this thing in this game. If you try to cast a scroll or a power and it fails, there's this rule where you can't cast it again for an hour. And I think that's kind of dumb. What I like to do is if someone tries to cast a spell and it fails, then if you try, you can keep trying to cast spells. And if you fail again, it's like instantly a failure or an arcane catastrophe in this scenario. I just think it ups the risk for spell
Are
use, but it
scrolls,
also doesn't like
detective
totally.
spells? Okay.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
do
Yes.
have a
Yeah.
scroll.
Do you-
At least my first
Lucky.
character does.
And do you know what it does?
I do.
Cool. I'm glad it says that. Sometimes it just says this is a scroll called Unknot the Nine Violent Storms, and you're just yeah.
And you're like, okay, I'll look up what that does.
Ah, yes, I'm familiar with this one.
Yes, exactly. Okay, great.
Yes, yeah. It has a very cool name like that, but it also has a description of what it does, luckily.
Awesome. Okay, so then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to read a little bit of the flavor for the top of this, and then we're going to see what state the world is in, and then we're going to actually start playing the
Fucking things.
yeah, we're going to start fucking playing. All right, ready? So here we go.
Rocket.
Once the black stone spires of Keth rose like broken fingers from the supple earth, grasping.
You don't have it. Hold on. You said you recorded something. Do you have anything you want playing in the background while you do your big talking?
No, because this is gonna be just raw, no music.
Okay, we'll edit in post. So everybody act like you're really impressed by this.
Yeah,
audio.
be super impressed.
Super cool.
Wait, you guys, get serious. This is Mork Borg. Get serious. Okay. Once the black stone spires of Keth rose like broken fingers from the supple earth, grasping at the sky in defiance of humanity's limits. It was a city of hope and greed where the old faith held sway. Blood rites were held beneath gnarled trees. Faith-fueled coffers were emptied and refilled over and over again. Their god was fickle, but they listened. For the citizens of Keth, that suited them just fine. But then came the inquisitors of the Church of the Two-Headed Basilisk on crazed horses spurred on by violent zeal. With fire, blade, and sermon, they tore through the city like grief upon a widower. Temples to the old faith were toppled, gravestones of the revered dead shattered, priests flayed and left hanging from their own altars. conversion was not an option. It was an ultimatum. Now Keth is a city in uneasy silence. The Inquisitors occupy it and rule over the converted. They all await Verhu's prophecy, the all too true and inevitable miseries that would undoubtedly come to pass and bring about the end of days. Stone faces in alleyways weep guilty and fearful tears at night, mourning the lives they once lived. Some say the gods of this world have all been killed. Some say the old faith waits beneath the damp and broken soil, hungry for its clandestine faithful to breathe life into it once more. They say that hope is dead and buried, but the soil in Keth is shallow. All right, now what we're gonna find out. I know before we were recording, we were talking a little bit about the old calendar and Necrobell. I think it'd be fun to assume that there are already 3 miseries that have already hit, meaning there's only 4 left before the world ends. I would love for you all to roll 2d6 for me right now, and we're gonna figure out just how fucked up the world is.
Ooh, real dice.
Real dice, baby.
Real dice.
I rolled snake eyes.
Oh, did
2
you?
ones.
I don't know
mean,
if that's good or bad.
That's
don't
fine. It just
either.
gives me one option because, like, I mean, what did everyone else roll? What did everyone else roll?
I rolled
Right, so
4
Cody,
and 1.
You could either choose Psalm 1 verse 4 or Psalm 4, Psalm 4.
Psalm 4 verse
s-
1.
Exactly.
Okay.
Mary Lou just has the 1 for Mary Lou, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Slip. What did you get? I'm curious.
Oh, 3 and 2.
3, 2.
I'll
Okay,
take
cool.
3, 2.
Let's see. Okay. Oh, this is. Okay. Yeah. I guess I should just read it to you guys. I'm just over here reading it. I'm gonna read Mary Lou's first, and we'll see. So Psalm 1, verse 1. The city shall be made hollow. Of those who rest in hollowness, they shall not be seen.
Love it.
What the hell does that mean? We're gonna figure it out. But that's cool. Cody, what did you do? 4
Yeah.
It was 4
Okay.
1.
So which one do you want to do?
Yeah.
1 4 4 1.
I get to choose one of these,
Yeah.
right?
So you can choose 1 or 4 and 4 and 1. However you want to like flip it.
Oh God.
But you don't know which one is which
yeah.
beforehand.
Exactly. Choose wisely.
I'll
4.
do 1
Okay,
4.
Cool. And the depths of the underworld.
Yep, I know.
knew it.
You knew it, right? Yeah. So, and the depths of the underworld shall bring forth flying specters and crawling beasts. In their passing, the worm grows fat, the vulture weary. Ooh, yeah.
Thanks
There's
a
like
lot.
monsters on
We're
the
we're
loose.
eating, baby. It's on.
Oh, we eat tonight. Vulture's eating good
Yeah,
tonight.
baby, it's a buffet. Slip. What'd you get again? I'm sorry. I know I already asked you a million
boy.
times. What is it?
3, 2.
Okay. So before I say this, the Sarkash is the forest to the north that has like ever moving trees. It's dark and scary. It's cool. 3, 2. In the heart of the Sarkash, fog and dusk shall breathe beneath the walking trees. That which was hewed by man shall now hew in turn. So it sounds like the trees are maybe a little upset, maybe.
Ooh. Pissed.
Yeah, straight up pissed. Okay, so we got the vultures and worms. Mary Lou, what was the one again? It was the city shall be made.
Something empty. Something.
Yeah. So,
Hollow.
yeah, the city shall be made hollow. Of those who rest in hollowness,
city's
they
a-
shall not be seen. Yeah, I think I know what I'm gonna do with that. Yeah, see, this is also fun for me because like I can write an adventure and then I have no idea what curveballs are gonna get thrown at me, just from these dice rolls. Yeah, so that gives us a
Yeah.
little bit of this.
Yeah.
So what happens in this world is like, as these things are happening, it's just further proof that what the Church of the Two-Headed Basilisk is saying is like, you know, hey, when 7 of these things happen, the world is going to end, and now 3 of them have happened. So the world itself is like very aware that the world is actually coming to an end. So everyone's now just basically waiting to see like what the last of their days looks like. All right, so I'm gonna set up the scene here, and then we're gonna intro your guys' characters. You're all ready for this? Cool.
Yes.
A clap of thunder echoes through the damp and ruined streets of the city. It had been raining for days, but the storms had moved on, finally letting the soil up for air. The moon's reflection upon the soaked structures gave the city an odd glow and helped to illuminate the violence that had occurred under cover of rain. A voice rings out. The Church of the Two-Headed Basilisk will find those responsible for this heresy. So, now, where are you guys in Keth? What are you guys all doing?
I'm standing in front of the Church of the Two-Headed Basilisk. I've got this like oilcloth sack, and I've been walking along, looking around the streets, and occasionally like stooping to scoop something up and stick it in the sack. And these things tend to be like really disgusting, like roadkill and feces and all sorts of gross stuff like that. And when she finds like a really ripe one, something with lots of maggots or a really horrible smell, she like nods to herself and puts it in the sack. And you know, she's holding it up and hefting it and looking at the temple like not quite full enough.
And what does she look like?
Oh, she has long blonde hair in a braid with some strands like kind of dreaded up and dyed black.
Cool. Very cool.
She wears clothing that maybe was at one time clerical. Now it's so road worn that it just kind of looks ragged. She has a cap that's kind of been attached to her cloak that stands out as a finer make. She has tattoos and scars and symbols of death, like her raven's earrings and other markers all over her body. She's fairly young, but there's something about that 1,000-yard stare that tells you she's been through some shit, and maybe not all there.
Great. Sounds good. Mary Lou, looks like you're about to hop in there.
I was, because I think I am inside because it's raining.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I will not be outside in the rain.
It was,
or if it was raining recently.
It's wet out.
It's wet. No, thank you. I will be inside. And she's probably watching. She's watching that woman picking up things. And she's holding a skull in her hand. And she goes, "Well, would you look at that, Henria? We've got a collector. And you're looking at Borb, but perhaps you might recognize her as Borbra the Fair. It was her previous name before the world started to end. And she's royalty.
Cool.
Former royalty, of course. She's wearing these, like, robes that are like brocade and like rich colors and embroidery, and you know, she's got like one of those like headdresses where it's got like a frame underneath it with the fabric draped over it, like the Night Maidens in Elden Ring, you know, but the fabric is like bad. And there are no like jewels or anything like that, you know, left in it any longer. So it's not like these clothes are worth anything, but they're still communicating.
Yeah. So they used to be sick.
The people, things have been sick in these clothes. On these clothes.
Sounds great.
But she wears them like finery, and this is Bob, and she's Borbra. And she's got her skull that she's organized, like tilting him so that he can watch as well from the window.
Okay.
To see.
Of course.
Cool.
Fascinating.
And Cody, where is your character currently?
So where we would see Craven, if we pan to if there's a tavern or inn or something in this city with an open door, you see a very scruffy, dirty, and very stinky man who has been sleeping in the common room area, just starting to start about his day. I don't know what time of day it is, morning, afternoon.
Sure.
Just getting his day started. He stretches, gets up, goes over, whoever's happens to be working, tending bar, he pays for a drink as somebody who just came into a little bit of coin who often doesn't have it. And he props himself up, still hungover from the night before, looking out the door at the Inquisitors. And, what a bunch of self-righteous pricks. He takes a drink.
Borb says the exact same thing. Ugh, and talking about the church of what a bunch of self-righteous pricks.
Yeah. And then I think Eleanor is also like watching those priests. And she's like, those self-righteous pricks, they have it coming to them.
They're out like, you guys are all looking their way because they're yelling. Like there's something going on. And if you're looking at the scene, you'll see that there's a number of inquisitors with like black, like stained leather garb, like cloaks and headdresses that have two like crossing basilisks going across them. It's very gaudy, but on the ground, there's definitely somebody that's immobile. And there's this older woman in white kind of over this body, like kneeling on the ground. They seem uneasy in general. And you start hearing like their voices, kind of like they're almost like arguing or like they're distressed in some way. And they start looking around immediately. And Slip, your character's name is Eleanor. Yeah, they spot Eleanor and they point at her and say, "You there, come here for questioning." Yes, you. Come here. I'm talking to you.
She kind of sidles forward, kind of puts the bag, slightly behind her back, like in this very obvious, I don't want you to notice this sort of pose, and just literally walks kind of sideways over there. What?
And he's just like, "Where were you about 15 minutes ago?"
Down there.
Well, we've got a fresh body here, and I'm trying to find out who killed it. Was it you?
She says, "Hold on, let me see."
She doesn't know.
She
Let me think about it.
She kind of looks past him, kind of crouches down by the body.
And it's like it's an inquisitor with their head, like their head is still there, but it's completely separated from their shoulders, like decapitated.
Oh no, this wasn't me. She stands up.
So you're standing up. There's more inquisitors that are starting to fan out and try to find suspicious-looking characters around town. They're actually starting just to grab whoever they deem the most suspect-looking, and they immediately go for Craven. You are selected. I mean, you're just standing in the door drinking and staring, and you look like shit, as you said. And the dude just walks up, and he's like,
"Yeah,
hey, we've got a body over here. Are you one for killing? You look like the type for killing."
"No, I'm one for drinking."
And he literally grabs you by the cuff of your shirt and starts dragging you over to like look at the body forcefully.
Oh. "But my drinks!" And he's letting himself be dragged because he's basically thin as a reed, like he's like 100 pounds soaking wet.
If he drinks a lot, they may know each other because Eleanor is also fond of a drink, and she sees him dragging Craven over, and she kind of is standing up from where she'd be kneeling by the body. She says, "Oh, hello, Craven. They have a body here. Did you kill it?"
"No, not this one." And he's like trying to drink and still getting dragged with one arm, trying to like.
Have you seen the video of the baseball guy, the guy at a baseball game, the dad who's holding a
Yes,
baby and a
definitely.
beer, and he drops the baby for a second to catch the baseball and then catches
Yeah.
his baby again without spilling a single drop of
Dude,
beer?
yes.
That's
Those
kind
are
of
some
how I'm
priorities.
picturing Craven is like getting dragged through the street, but like his drink has like not
It's
spilled
like
a single drop.
Arching.
Yeah.
He-
At a
he's
good
trying.
angle.
There's this really good like centrifugal force he's trying to do to
Yes.
keep
Awesome.
an
Like a
unenlightened man
Steadicam.
with enlightened concepts who's trying to.
Do not spill a single drop.
And not a drop was spilled. Actually, can you roll? I want to see. I want to see how you do. This should be good.
Oh no,
Oh
you're
yeah,
muted.
dude. You're.
Yep.
You want me to do it? Man, cool.
Yeah.
That fell off the table.
Ooh,
11.
You needed the 12, man. I'm sorry. So, yeah, that doesn't happen.
Close.
I wanted to give you a shot, but yeah, you definitely spill some stuff. Okay, and then there are two inquisitors that happen to be walking by the window where Bob is sitting with her skull, and they decide that not only does she look.
He's holding
Yeah,
a
you're
skull.
holding a skull. You look unhinged. They walk up to you and they're just like, "You there? Are you? Wait, were you rich?"
I was, yes. And do not call me you there. You may address me as Barbara the Fair.
And they're like looking, like at each other, and they're just like, "Oh, okay, come here." And they just straight up grab you. And as they're grabbing you, they're just like, You're
Ow!
officially a suspect in a murder investigation."
Rude. I did not murder anyone, nor did Henvier, nor did Hamfund. Hamfund, did you murder anyone?
And there's this tiny, like maybe a child size, like in just like
What?
rags. Maybe like you can sort of see the glint of eyes underneath them, but like barely, and just like tiny little feet, bare feet underneath it. And I would say,
Hamfund, did you commit the murder?
and the little maybe child-sized sack thing goes like. So,
It just makes like a little noise.
So, as you can see, we didn't do it.
Okay.
What is that?
It's my squire, Hamfund.
Oh, okay.
Obviously.
Thank you.
So now, as you guys are all being like forced to look at the body, and there's still more like prodding questions happening, but there's also more like, more townspeople around. They've just been grabbing random people, and the woman that is laying in the mud kind of over the body is like kind of reciting a prayer. Seems like she's trying to make sure this body is going to the Shimmering Fields, which is the Mork Borg version of going to heaven, essentially. So she's doing that and just kind of chanting in like, I was going to say kind of like a heretical sort of like religious fervor, kind of ignoring everything that's going on around them. But like as everyone's talking and kind of arguing and defending against accusations and everything, yeah, there's just a lot of chaos going on. And I just was hoping... hold a second here. Actually, yeah, could everyone please roll a quick presence test for me? So please roll a d20 and then subtract or add your presence modifier. 14?
12.
Okay,
6.
14, 12, 6. Okay, so right. So Borb sees nothing, but I don't know. Borb, maybe you're just really not like, you're just not having it. These inquisitors are in your face and you're not taking it.
This is ridiculous.
Yes,
These
yes.
accusations.
So you're just not letting up. And while this is
Not paying
happening,
attention.
Eleanor and Craven from the shadows, like as I mentioned, the moon is out, and it's kind of reflecting off of every wet surface, and it's kind of creating this natural eerie light. There's still a lot of darkness and a lot of like dark puddles and whatnot, but while this is happening, all this commotion, you both notice these glints of light, and you quickly realize that there's maybe the ground is moving. It looks like the ground is moving. And as you kind of just keep looking at it, you realize that it's actually a bunch of snakes, like kind of cruising around in the mud, and like with the moonlight just flickering and flinting off their scales, these snakes are heading straight for this body that's on the ground. And you see as the snake heads just like start violently, just
Non-consensual.
violently inserting themselves into this open throat. The snakes are now just forcing themselves into this body, and as this is happening, the body starts to wriggle and move, and the body starts to stand up as the last of the snakes just kind of wedge their way in.
Look, I'm being accused of murder, and he's not even dead. Look, he's alive.
He's got life stuff in him.
Craven's panicking. He's like, let me go look at the snakes. Look at the snake. Let me go. He's like trying to like
What?
little
Snakes?
arms trying to. He's freaking out.
The woman reciting the prayer over him just goes wide-eyed as the body starts rolling over, and then like a hand just shoots up and grabs her by the throat, and she starts going like,
she did the prayer wrong.
Yes.
as this thing is just like grabbing on.
Eleanor starts like
Let me go.
a short sword and a shield from her back, but slowly, no real concern. I suppose
Yeah, the Inquisitors are just like swarming this now.
Oh,
they've got it. They've got it.
you
She kind of puts it
take
all
care
back.
of this.
Yeah, so the Inquisitors are now like, holy shit, what's going on? Like, dude, what's going on with our friend? Well, I mean, that's not what they sound like, but they kind of do. But they're running in there and they're like trying to separate, this like hand from this woman's throat, but they just can't like. It is such a strong grasp that they actually pull weapons out and start violently like
Hacking up the
stabbing
hand.
this body, essentially. Yeah, exactly. And once the arm is fully separated from the body, the grip finally lessens and loosens, and the arm falls to the ground. And when this happens, the snakes evacuate and just start coming out of every hole in the body and head off at like a rapid pace. So there's probably 15 or 20 of these snakes. They're all kind of like 3 or 4 feet long, and they're just kind of all writhing
somebody
over
lose
each
their
other,
snakes?
all
Did
bloodying.
somebody lose their murderous snake? Come get your
In the
snakes.
last days, the
Oh my
snakes
God.
shall come and enter the unholy corpse of the. She starts quoting something that sounds like scripture, but if you know any scripture, doesn't sound like any scripture you've ever heard.
Oh, right, I know that one. Yes, yes.
I think I'd just like another drink. He just looks at all this. I think I just need another drink now, perhaps.
Maybe we all need a drink.
Sickened.
And she just kind of starts tugging on everyone. They're occupied. We should
A
go.
drink. I wouldn't
drink.
mind a drink.
I would
actually.
love a drink.
I love that. Like, I love this little scene. Like, you guys are all
Mhm.
just standing there talking like this while the Inquisitors are all panicking and chasing after the
Really
snakes,
good.
throwing stuff at them.
God
And
sent distraction.
Perfect.
yeah, so the woman who is being choked as you're walking away from the scene is just yelling about the hollow ones, about the hollow city, about the hollow town, about the now empty vessels, and referencing the psalm that Mary Lou had rolled about the hollowness of the city and its city's peoples. And yeah, she's just very
No, I don't
vocal
think
about
was
it
that one.
as you
I
kind of
think
walk
it was
away.
The one I said.
Yes, sure, that one. I like the one that you said better.
And yeah, so you guys are gonna go get a drink at
Yes,
the old the
Hamford,
old tavern, huh?
Follow.
Cool.
And she's followed by this little.
Little thing.
Yeah.
I think I would.
Dude, I
try
love
to
this little
peek
guy.
Under his cloak, like kind of get down really low, lift up the back.
What?
And he probably is like, and
Like
just like
skitters
scoots
away.
right out of the way. Yeah. But maybe you see something.
amazing.
You do see something. You see the glint of a metal scabbard peeking
Ooh.
out the bottom of his rags. But that's all you see on Hamfund, my squire.
Okay. Awesome. Okay, cool. And as you walk into the bar, since you had the same place you had grabbed your drink from earlier, the barkeep Craven, she's still there, the same one. She's actually the owner of the joint, and this place is called the Thirsty Bandit. And you know her if you've been here for a minute. Her name
Hello,
is
Theris.
Barkeep, your finest ale, please.
Craven. You made some
Yes,
new
well,
friends,
you know,
did ya?
when you're all about to be arrested for some crime that you didn't commit, I guess fast friends, share some drinks.
We've become quite close.
Do tell. Do
Into-
tell.
What was your name again?
Oh, Craven. Craven.
Craven, that's right.
Yes.
Barbara.
And-
You can call me Borb.
Orb. I'm Eleanor. And who is your friend?
That is Hamfund. He is my squire. Do not speak to him. Do not make eye contact. He is lower than a person.
That
This
does
is
make it hard to make
Henvier.
eye contact.
And she introduces the skull that she's holding.
This is Henvier. He's quiet, but quite witty when you get to know him. But, he's sober, so he will not have a drink, thank you.
Is the skull and the short thing also having a drink, or just the three of us?
No, the skull does not drink.
Yes,
He might.
Henvier is sober, and
Oh.
Hamfund doesn't deserve it. So, just me.
And Theris is just standing there, like, with kind of her eyebrows, like, just raised, just kind of watching you all interact, and just has kind of now tallied up the order and just kind of slowly turns around, like she's gonna going with the drinks. And as she comes back, she slides them all to you and just says, "So, a crime that you did not commit."
There was a body. And it was an inquisitor's body, which is my favorite kind of body.
Ah, not one for the Inquisitors, huh?
Not the live ones.
I like you. You have good taste. I find the Inquisitors very gauche, tacky. Ugh. Always yelling.
Yeah, they are a verbose bunch. Luckily they don't come in here very much, you know. That's good for morale. But, you know, good folks like Craven here, he comes in, he brings new friends in. You guys spend your money here. I mean, what else is there in the end times? There's drinking, there's merriment, there's socializing. So here's to new friends. And she pours herself a shot and raises it to y'all to go for a cheers and throws it back and just says, "So all this yelling, all this commotion outside, is this that crime that you didn't commit?"
Oh, and then there were visitors. Snakes came and entered the body. And everyone was very excited, but they left. So really, what was the big deal?
You're saying that snakes entered the body.
Yes, and made it dance like a puppet. Like the
They
snakes
also
were like
tried
the
to-
hand in a puppet.
Tried to choke a priestess, I think, or someone. I don't. It was a bit strange.
Yes.
Yeah, the look on Theris's face kind of changes almost to like a satisfaction or a joy. She's very happy to hear this, and she says, "Wait, how? How many snakes about? How many?"
15, 20? Can't count much higher than that.
1 dozen, 2 dozen, 3 dozen. I don't know.
And Theris leans in and just goes, "Tell me, do you all follow the old faith?"
Used to. I still follow the old ways.
Ah, well then, you might know what's going on here.
Of course I do.
Could you give me a presence test, please? I want to see if you do.
Not a good one. That's a 4.
Okay, so yeah, you do not know. So, but yeah, I think that makes sense though, because this is some kind of deeper occult stuff. I mean, every religion has its deeper stuff going on. So, yeah, she quickly assesses that despite saying that you do know, she's like, I don't think that you do.
Well, let's just hear what you think it is, and we'll compare after you tell
Sure.
us.
Sure, yeah, that sounds fine. I think at long last, these damn inquisitors are finally going to be put in their place. And she just kind of like stands back and says, I heard a few of them the other day. Not inquisitors. The old faithful. I heard a few of them talking about trying to go and commune with the old god, the one believed to be dead. And I don't know. If what you're telling me is true, maybe they made contact. Maybe they were successful.
Where did they go? Where did they find the old gods?
Well, if I had to guess, I mean, there's that old church outside of town, the one that did not get torn down during the initial raids. You know, that's still got to be consecrated holy ground. I mean, that had to be stop number one if they were going to actually attempt to do this. But I don't know. And then she just goes, who wants another shot? Who wants another shot? And just starts pouring herself one, and then just downs it, basically.
I'll take a second one.
Yeah, hold out.
Yeah, so she just immediately puts the bottle down and goes, excuse me, and leaves the bottle and just kind of walks away.
Pour myself a shot.
Yeah, seems like she gave us a gift.
Shots for everyone, and then he just starts pouring
Yeah.
Absolutely.
for every person. I will try to pour and sneak one to the little squire.
This
A
may
little,
not turn out
little
well.
sleight of hand deception. It's like,
Yeah, can you give me an agility test? Yeah. A test of agility?
10.
Sorry, bud.
Oh,
Yeah, I think Hamfin was like,
She's watching.
oh, just drink. This is fine. He thinks he's not me.
Bob was like,
It's good for you.
I don't think so. No, Hamfin is too young. He's actually too young for that. He doesn't have
Oh,
the
I didn't.
constitution.
I didn't realize he was a child. My mistake. And then I'll drink the shot that was gonna go to him.
As you know, Craven, I've not been here long, but I have been in search of the old gods. All of this. I think it is them leading me, yes, leading me to their holy grounds where I can recommune, show my faith in ways more meaningful than. She holds up the sack of crap.
What is that
I
that
love
you
it.
have in your hands?
Oh, I know what it is.
I call it my alms to the two-headed basilisk, and she opens it and shows you. I was going
Yeah.
to give it to them as a present.
Beautiful.
I think he sees that and probably pukes. It probably smells terrible.
Oh, it's the worst smelling stuff she could find.
Ugh.
You swing
No,
it
that's-
around like this, and then you
Ugh.
let go and hit
Ugh.
as many of them in the back as you can.
Oh, wow, that's fragrant.
And she closes it, the drawstring tight.
So
Not everyone's cup of tea.
we all here believe in the old gods then?
I mean, I'm indifferent. They're supposed to be dead. The new ones are supposed to be killing us. I don't really feel any particular pull either way.
And
Okay, just checking.
Know that there have been. Go ahead.
yeah, so the doors to the tavern burst open, and it's just more inquisitors, and they're agitated. And they immediately start running over, kicking over tables, and just being agitators in the space. And they're just accosting people for no reason at this point. It's almost like it's just straight up retaliation for the uncertainty and confusion of the death
Ugh.
outside.
Honestly, anybody's better than these pricks. Let's get out of here. Let's slip.
and I'm gonna head out the same door wherever I saw Ferris or the
Yeah,
barkeep. Wherever I
Ferris,
saw
yeah.
her go, I'm just gonna head that way too.
Cool. Cool. Yeah, sounds good.
Follow that because I don't want to be near the Inquisitors after they just ragdolled me around 15 minutes ago. I don't want to do that again.
Yeah.
And I do love the image again. It's another backdrop of like huge commotion of like these cops essentially beating people up, and you guys are just like casually walking
thank
away.
you.
Yeah, it's just I don't know, really
That's
satisfying
sort of
to me.
like how Borb has survived this long, is that she just sort of like walks wherever she wants to as if she owns the place, and people are just like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
I'm
like
gonna
just weaponized confidence, basically.
Absolutely. Weaponized confidence, 100%. That's Borb.
Yep. Awesome.
I'm gonna
awesome.
make a presence check, like a will check,
Okay. Okay.
as she's trailing out the door. And I failed.
Okay.
And so as she's going out the door, and these guys are ahead of her, she swings the bag over her head and throws it at them and says, "Here's an offering." And then she, I don't know if it hits, but she takes off running and laughing and saying, "Run, run."
Yeah, I mean, I definitely imagine it hits like no problem. It just scatters everywhere, like or splatters
Oh,
everywhere.
we're running now. Okay, Ham,
Yeah,
my
it's
robes.
disgusting.
And as she runs, Ham just like holds up her skirts so that she can run a little faster for her, like behind her.
I love that image.
Okay.
An
We're
Inquisitor in the bar, just covered in like meat and dead stuff, just like a roadkill buffet. He just ate. It's just-
Yeah. I'm picturing, like you said, I don't know if it hits, but it like almost doesn't matter because it probably exploded upon
Yeah,
impact.
if it
and,
hits
like, splash
anything, it
damage.
just
Yeah.
That's
Just
an
dude
AoE.
turns to look at people leaving the bar, and immediately brown sack explodes with this disgusting shit. Just
Yeah, that did AoE damage for sure.
Oh yeah, big AOE. It is not good. So then, yeah, you guys find the door that Theris went out. It leads to the back, and she's actually out there just smoking a cigarette, essentially, or like whatever the medieval like tobacco. Maybe it's a tobacco pipe. She's sitting on a barrel, just in her thoughts. So I don't know if you guys.
I
are
just grab her like by the arm
Okay.
as I'm saying, "Run, run! They're
What?
gonna
Cops
be
in the
very
bar."
angry."
What's happening? What's happening? And then she just looks inside and sees what's going on. And as you guys are all kind of booking it down the street, and yeah, she follows. And I think that's actually a good little break point. If we
Yeah,
want to do
let's
a
do a
little
quick bio break.
bio break. Okay.
This episode was brought to you by Game Assurance. Let's face it, there is only so much of you to go around. The demand gets higher, but your time is shrinking. While trying to juggle game development, management, marketing, travel, and family, something has to give. What is your plan for meeting these demands? Perhaps Game Assurance can play a role, so to speak. We are a low-cost solution that is fully informed on the style and format of your gameplay. Some of the benefits we offer include experienced players. Everyone involved has spent time in the actual play industry. Female GMs, a rare commodity, as you well know. Mary Lou, a familiar face and underused resource. It's also a group with built-in space for other underused cast members to rotate into. Finally, and not least, camera-friendly face is sure to get your fans simping. Bonus content can include original music or sound and video editing. If you aren't already convinced, for a limited time only, we are offering 2 players who will work for free for the first year just to get the ball rolling. Let these possibilities take root as we return you to your program.
That's right. You sing in a band.
I don't
Or-
sing.
or-
No, I don't sing.
What would you say?
No, I
I
play
think
guitar.
you sang a little. You were in some of the backup vocals.
Yeah, I like yell into a microphone.
Well, then you
know.
definitely need to know how to protect your voice. Yelling professionally is really hard.
Yeah. I hung those days up. Those days are behind me. Now I literally just play guitar in my room. So
Fantastic.
don't worry about me. I won't be blowing my voice out, screaming into a microphone at a dive bar at 2 a.m. anymore.
Not anymore.
No, not anymore. Because my back hurts and it is tiring to load gear into an E350 night after
You need-
night.
Yep.
Roadies, groupies.
Yeah, well, you have to also be like famous to like have roadies, you know. You have to be like a successful musician.
That's what you got wrong.
Yeah. I know. I was like, dude, you
Guys,
should
get
have
it
just
together.
become successful. Like that would have made it way easier to keep doing it if we were like successful.
Yeah, we should have just gone.
Just be famous, easy.
Next time
Next time.
we'll be more successful. Yeah, next time. Okay, so checking in with y'all. Just for my DMing purposes or GMing purposes. Do you guys have an intention right now that I can work with you on, or what what is your general next step before we hop back in here?
Like what we would be doing next?
Yeah, just so I can like work with you on that essentially.
I would
I
probably.
think I'd want to go to the church.
Yeah, that's definitely where Eleanor wants to go.
I would be going anywhere that is
Yeah.
far away
Cool.
from
Well-
the Inquisitors that were just in the bar. So if I'll be around people I know because I know the world is dangerous. So that's his intention. It's just I don't want to be by myself right now.
Sweet. Sweet. I'm just gonna check something on here that I think will be fun. Oh, hello, Purrs.
Yeah, she's here. I'm gonna banish her when we start recording again.
Princess.
She has to be appeased or she won't stop.
Just Hamfund.
It's
That's
so
the noise Hamfund makes. Is
good.
This is my Hamfund. Yes.
Oh, yes.
perfect.
Yeah, ham fun purrs.
Yeah.
Ooh, I love it.
So the
That's so
Hamfund
good.
or the skull is Henry. Is that who the skull is? Henvier.
Henvier.
And
So he's
yeah.
I mean,
And the Scumberther or this create scum on Foundry, that's what gave me Hamfund
Incredible.
and everything. Like that
Yeah,
was all
that's
built
so
in.
cool.
And gave me the skull. I just stole a name from one of the other characters it gave me. All of this is
Borg
from
is so
Mork Borg. This game rocks. Like I see why it's
Dude,
my friends, like a lot of my friends' favorite game. You know, everybody loves
yeah.
Mork Borg.
It's so easy to pick up and just go because like even with the dice rolls right now, it's just like little things to see which way things have gone. I think a thing that we're not really doing is like, and it's fine, is like there's so many like random tables full of like. I was just looking through a table right here, and it was like one of the things you could roll is just like a shit covered ladle. You know, it's like when you're like looking through stuff, you just like it's like okay, yeah, roll a D100, and then you just find like some random
Yeah.
thing like that, and then it's like, oh, what do you do with that? You know, like how do you
That's
work
my
that in?
favorite thing to
People
do.
always find
I
a
love
way.
to find creative ways to
Yeah.
use stuff when you're
That's
in like
awesome.
a low resource sort of a game.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, but yeah, it really just does come down to like the role play and like these weird ass characters, and it's just fun. But with that, I say let's hop back in
Right
as
in.
soon as Princess is done. Oh
What?
my
Go lay down.
goodness, she's so
God,
cute.
I don't think you guys. Maybe you can't. Do you see all the
Oh,
see
fur?
yeah.
evidence of the crime scene.
Yeah.
It was a
So
vicious
you
assault
have
that
a
took place.
white
Wow, that is-
bedspread.
Princess.
That's so brave.
It's green.
Oh, is
it's
it?
green.
Oh, it is
gotcha.
green. Yeah, the white balance.
But
So that
that's-
means your walls are blue.
They're the awful landlord gray. That
Yes,
sort of like bluish gray.
My last apartment had that, and when I moved in, I was like, hey, can we paint these walls? And he's like, nah, my realtor says this is the color. This is in. I was like, okay.
Yeah, it's the worst color gray ever. It's like cold. It doesn't go with anything. It's like sort of blue, but not blue enough
Yeah.
to be cool and like interesting. It just like sucks. White would be so much
Yeah.
better. No, awful landlord
It's
gray.
the official color of no utilities included.
Yes, exactly. And everything is
Yeah.
painted
Damn it.
over. Like all the light switches are all
That
like
one.
painted over the same gray.
That one
and
hurt my soul to hear.
Embarrassing.
No utilities
Yeah.
included.
Yeah, no, it's real.
Oh
It's real.
Jesus Christ!
Sweet.
I have all utilities included because my building is too old and they can't separate them.
Oh.
So.
Oh, that's funny. Yep, they have to. Got him.
Beanie, I need you to go lay down.
This is good. This is actually staying all in. So
Oh, no.
mid episode ban.
Perfect.
I'm dead serious.
Perfect.
Great. So you guys are now running like away into the night, the still wet and moonlit night, away from the thirsty bandit with Theris, who was in the middle of a contemplative pipe smoke. as the Inquisitors came into her joint and started tearing the place up and accosting her patrons. Yeah. And the town itself is, it's a mixture of, or the city itself is a mixture of like structures that are still usable, a bunch of like kind of blown out, like a lot of the like old like roofing is burned away, but people are still living in these structures. So as you're kind of moving through town, you're seeing like random candles lit in like in a building that look like it should be completely abandoned. Yet this is where people live. This is like this. There's nowhere else for them to go, and it's just a bleak place to be. And as you're moving through, I'd be very curious to hear what kind of conversations the four of you are now having as you move through the night.
Maybe you meant 5 because we've also got Henvir, the skull.
Oh, yes. And 6.
And 6.
Yeah. Well,
Hamfund, my
because,
squire.
yes, we have 6. You're right. I did mean 6. And it's like one of those Fellowship of the Ring shots, where it's like all of them in a row. Yeah.
And Hamfund is trailing behind me because he's lifting up my skirt so that they don't trail in the puddles, and so that I can run a little easier.
I'm gonna assume that's happening until you say otherwise.
Yeah, exactly. And it is.
Okay, cool.
She's like shockingly spry for like an old woman. And I'm kind of picturing Emperor's New Groove Yzma.
That's great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you get
Hell
Yzma vibes where like she's maybe 98, maybe like 42, like a bad 42 or like a really good 98.
Like a sunbed 42.
Yeah, it's hard to tell, right? But either way, like
God,
sexual.
I love that leathery.
There's a vibe there.
Okay, sure.
And she's running with Henvir the skull, and she's sort of going,
Yes, Henvir, I agree. It's going to be a very good opportunity for us. To be important again. To be needed. Yes.
as she's slowly jogging with Hamfund.
What is the skull saying? I can't hear the conversation. He's like trying to run.
What? Sorry, we were not talking to you.
Oh, my mistake.
Right,
My mistake.
I know. Yeah, indeed.
He
got peons. They're so impertinent.
leans
these
over
days.
to Eleanor. A bit strange, isn't she?
And she kind of looks over and says, "What? In what way?"
Forget. Never mind.
Yeah, this is totally
It's fine.
on par for Eleanor.
My mistake.
Theris just kind of goes, "Excuse me, stop, excuse me," and like, where are we? What are we doing?
You're taking us to
What's going
that
on?
church.
You're taking us to the church.
And then a look of satisfaction once again crosses her face, and she's like, "Yes, I am.
This was your
Let's go."
idea.
Yes, of course. And then she starts running off in that direction.
Scatterbrained, but I like her.
It should be useful, I agree.
Yes. And so Keth is not massive. You reach the city limit, within probably 45 more seconds of like, a good pace of movement. And as you kind of go through like the old like stone gates, you now find yourself in kind of like tundra almost. Like it's just there's nothing. To the north is the Sarkash forest, and further to the west is like the frozen wastes of Karagus and beyond. But where you are right now is just kind of like land that is not really farmable or like bad for agriculture. It was just kind of an open space. The city of Keth often was just kind of like a stopover for people traveling from place to place. It was more of a trade hub. It wasn't so much of like an agricultural hub or like a place of like invention or industry. So it's pretty easy to see when there's like structures kind of looming in the distance, because it'd be like maybe like an old like a stable for horses perhaps was nearby, but that is now like decrepit and fallen apart. But you see Theris just kind of moving through the night under this like kind of like oddly too large moon, and she's illuminated in it as she turns around and kind of like waves excitedly as she's now just kind of almost alive with a new energy running into the night.
Love this lady's enthusiasm.
It makes me feel young again.
Me too.
But you are young. Look at you.
Yes. That's why I feel young.
It's a really good argument.
I love her. I love her. She's so straightforward. Obsessed.
And Craven is also young. Do you feel young?
No. Never once. Not in my whole life.
Yeah, Craven's been hard on his body.
See, only the young would say that.
Interesting perspective.
Do you feel young, Hamfun?
And he goes,
See.
As you're continuing to move, you do see that Theris has stopped up ahead, and it's like she's like waiting for you to catch up, and she's just standing there, and as you catch up, she's like kind of laughing to herself, and you can now see under the glow of the moonlight with the visibility as it currently is, you can see an old stone structure in the night, and she's like, stop, listen, do you hear that? And just ever so faintly on the air, you can in fact hear human sounding voices kind of being carried over the dry, well, it's odd that it's, I would say, dry air, even though it's kind of like moist out, but like the air feels still, but like it's easily carrying these voices to your ears. It's like you can tell the voices are being spoken like loudly, full chested, but it sounds like whispers to you. And she says, do you hear that?
People.
It's music.
Sounds like
Music.
voices.
Yes, music. That's what I was going to
Different
say.
than the normal
music.
voices.
Yes. It's the... it was only a suspicion, but now I know it is true. It is. It is the clandestine faithful of the old faith. It is them. They are there. They are there. We are going to join them.
Yes, the clandestine faithful. I always knew they would be here. That's why we wanted to come here.
Yes. You seemed so enthusiastic
Of
about
course,
this.
of course we were.
Yes,
Right?
very
Yeah,
excited.
the
Yes,
chosen
of course.
Yes.
Much
Yes.
so.
Mm-hmm. Yes, very.
Amazing. Let us go. Let us take part in the ceremony. And she starts walking almost like with like this new, I don't know, haze over her eyes, or like glaze. Like her eyes are a little glazed over.
As
and
we're
she's
walking,
towards this
Craven is like,
church.
so the ceremony. What do you know anything about it? Just because we're kind of, well, two of us at least are new to this old thing. So
I was raised in the old faith, but everyone was killed by the two-headed basilisk when I was very young. So I just kind of make it up as I
Yes, they
go.
do
they do a lot
that.
of killing. They do.
Yes, they do. They do. And now we're killing them too. And she throws her hands up in the air like this, all excitedly, like, yes, we do it too. And she says, I'm sure there will be a lot of blood at the ceremony. And there will be singing, and I don't know. I'm just glad that they're there. And is not stopping. She's just moving.
and I'm still moving too, but Borb goes,
Yes, singing, music, love that. Blood too, love it. Whose blood?
Yeah.
Really
Yeah,
nice.
just to be
Quick-
sure. Just
Quick
to be
question.
sure. Because we're new.
I don't know if I'm proud enough for everyone.
Right.
If the ceremony is underway, they've definitely already grabbed.
So they've already got the blood.
Somebody.
We don't need to bring our own.
Yeah,
Okay, great.
probably.
Good. Oh, probably. Okay. All right. Oh.
And as you're walking up to this church, like out in the mud outside is like an old, like waxy looking figure of like a man in like a loincloth with his arms spread wide and a hole in his abdomen. And it's just in the mud outside in the dark. And you just kind of walk by it and look down at it, and you're like,
It's a
"The hell's
waxy
that?"
statue of a
Is it
man.
a statue or a person? Just gonna be sure.
Yeah.
Statue. Okay.
It's a statue. I mean, or it's like a
This is what
carving
they
or
call
something. Yeah.
Avant-garde.
Oh, I've always been more for more traditional art.
Always with the phallic symbols.
Right, right.
What is this supposed to represent, you think?
Yes. So as you
I think that because man
Probably the
is
apocalypse.
ashamed of what he has down here, he tries to compensate for it with large actions in life, things that will draw attention
Like a large hole in his abdomen.
You have a fascinating
Yes.
mind.
with a spear.
Yes,
The spear.
Smart, yes. Makes sense.
fascinating.
I wonder who this is by.
so
Looks for a plaque.
Is there a plaque?
like
Is there a plaque?
signature.
Is there a docent anywhere who can tell us? A tour?
And it's just you're just out in the middle of this field. Like, there's no one around in the middle of the night.
Site-specific
Uh,
art. I've heard it's all the rage.
And it's just sitting there, and the church is now about 75 feet away, and these whispers that are in your ear are now much more like full-chested. You're getting mostly the whole thing,
Mhm.
and it's like in this it's English, but you're not really like it sounds like it should be English, but you're not really understanding the words at all. Like it sounds like English consonant styles and like phrasing and sentences, but like you're not understanding it.
I don't understand their accent.
In
It's
Alliance,
gotta be.
the blood countess would sometimes have art shows where the audience was expected to participate. That's what I'm getting here. Maybe, if we get closer, the whole of the meaning of the show will start to make sense.
Oh, see, I don't like it when they do crowd work, but I'll give it a shot. I'll try.
I don't really
it,
have
sure.
much blood to give. It's not, and he just kind of shows the clothes are hanging off of him, basically like draped to him. So
Oh.
do you think they'll?
Craven, no one wants
Okay,
your blood.
good.
Your blood is mostly alcohol.
That's what I
That
try
is
to do.
what-
It's
And that's very smart.
It keeps people from wanting your
it
blood.
is. It's
It's
very
very
defensive.
smart.
I've always told people this.
That's what I like about him.
And Theris now has reached the door and is immediately locked in with the singing and is looking to you guys, waves, and then steps inside the
Do
church.
I know this one? Now that we're getting closer. Do we recognize the singing?
You really don't, is the thing. Especially rolling over your 4 from earlier about knowing what was even going on in this situation to begin with. So no, I'm going to say you don't know. And then the other 2 of you guys also, if I remember correctly, you guys didn't know, like you just said, like I didn't follow the old faith in this way, or were you lying, or was it like legit?
Borb is trying to lie. And be like, yeah, I've heard of it, totally. And actually, I secretly was in it all along.
That's what I thought. Okay, cool. And then,
Craven.
yeah, Craven, what about you?
So bit of backstory for Craven. He was an orphan. He has never worried about concepts as high as the faith and things like that. He hears them, and he understands it, but it's like, where am I eating? Where am I sleeping? And that's about as far as it
Right.
goes for Craven.
Got it.
Everything else is
Got it. That's his
So-
religion, survival. Yep. So then, no, none of you have any idea what is being said, and that is okay.
But I think it's
So
one of
Theris
those
goes
songs that you can kind
inside.
of fake it. Like
Yeah.
the na 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 na, amen.
Hey. Yes. Borb is like stepping and snapping along. But Theris went inside. I don't think Borb would go fully inside
Yeah.
yet, but she'd maybe like catch the door or the flap and just like peek in just to like get a lay of the land first before she like fully
Sure.
entered.
Absolutely. So as you kind of peek in, you see that there's the only source of light inside. It looks like the church used to have like big stained glass windows, but it looks like where they are has been like mostly boarded up. So you have like little strands of moonlight kind of peeking in, but along the walls to the left and right, the source of light is from candles that are kind of lining the inside of the church. So it's kind of this dim glow of light, and you actually look inside, you see less people than you were expecting to see based on the amount of voices you think you've been hearing. You see Theris, like she's pretty close to you, but you see maybe like 3 or 4 other people in there, like max. And it's a pretty big space. I think it's probably 100 feet deep.
All right. That doesn't seem too scary.
Borb's gonna go on in, and she'll put Henvir. She's gonna like sort of slip him under her robes, because
Henvir, you disturb people. I don't
He
know
just
why.
looks like one boob.
yeah. So she's like got one slightly bigger boob, but like she's got so many robes on.
Just one lifted higher
You'd only
than the
really
other.
notice if you were looking. Yeah.
At that age, gravity.
And at that
Things
age,
happen,
come
yeah.
on. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, and
Just
she's
let her do her thing.
gonna
Let girls have
snap
fun.
on in like
Yep, up, boop, beep, oh, yeah.
just sort of bebopping along with the song.
I think literally as you do that, if you're actually verbalizing
Mhm.
with it, they like just stop dead.
Yeah,
I'm right behind her, like
It is just
locomotion
silent.
style, but like trying to follow her moves.
Come to the party. Yeah.
Ooh,
They stop, and the sound that you immediately become aware of in the silence is like this dripping sound. And it's like clearly that you've like disturbed something. And as your eyes kind of adjust to because it's kind of bright outside with the moon, oddly, but when you get inside, it takes a minute for your eyes to adjust, and you see kind of in the back of the room, like hoisted up above the altar, is what we would recognize as a large crucifix, a cross. And on this, it appears to be something wet and dripping from it into this large bowl that is beneath it.
ooh. Hello, everyone.
So there's a large crucifix and something dripping from it.
Yeah, I mean, it's really dark in there, so it's hard for you to
But we
tell
hear the
exactly what
plink.
is dripping.
Blink.
But you're hearing, a substantial dripping sound in the silence of this church now. Now that everyone's stopped singing because Borb, it was hitting the wrong note, wrong melody, wrong lyrics, sick moves.
Sorry, Craven
Just
is
wrong
rather
lyrics.
tone
Yeah.
deaf. We didn't mean to interrupt. Continue.
And they shuffle uncomfortably, and it is just 4 people, and now everyone who just showed up, Theris and y'all.
Well,
And they are wearing like regular clothing. They don't look like odd at all. They just are staring at you kind of blankly. They don't even say hi. There's no greeting. And then they turn back facing the cross and start singing again. And as the singing begins again, you can see, like visually see, that the cross begins to bleed even more.
Interesting.
And it's just like this like small torrent
very
dripping.
interesting. Ferris?
And she looks at you and is just like, you're interrupting again? Like with her eyes while she's still singing.
Sorry, you know the song? I won't interrupt. You go
I
right
don't
ahead.
even have any of like the little handouts with the words. And
Yeah, you don't have like a hymnal.
There are inside this, I should also say, there are like church
Mhm.
pews that are like they're wooden, and a lot of them are destroyed and kind of upturned, but there are actual like some pews that are still good. in this place. There's also like big old tapestries hanging from the ceiling still. It still has this old original wooden roof. Yeah, it's a pretty considering the rest of the state of Keth, it's actually in pretty good condition. It's almost like people are like afraid to like destroy like a holy site, even people who are like, you know, worshiping another faith. It's almost like they're just terrified of like the ramifications of like gods and their like revenge
I
tendencies.
think Craven, upon, because this is just weird dogma shit for him, so he doesn't really understand what's happening. I think Craven is slipping into old habits when he doesn't understand something, he hides from it. So when I'm coming in here as they're turning back, Craven's kind of trying to hide and observe what's if there's anywhere for me to like post up and kind of not be right there with them, since they're focused on this thing. He's focused on not being seen in this situation. So this is weird to him.
Sure, that's totally fine.
Sure.
Can you actually give me an agility test, please?
I'll try.
Test that agility for me, boy.
That's an 8. That's an 8.
The agi. All right, so here's what I'll say. So in the back of the church, there is like some rubbish, like piles of like broken whatever. That it's kind of in the dark because once again the candles are off to the side and like, you know, going up towards the front. But like right inside the door, there's a spot where you can kind of be that, you know, you have a chance at maybe being concealed there. You're just not out in like the open or, you know, in direct candlelight.
Yeah, he'll hide in the garbage.
Or moonlight for that
That's
matter.
fine. I'll get in the trash.
Yeah, hide in the trash.
It's a
Peeking
lady.
over like,
Yeah. Eleanor, anything you want to do?
She just kind of looks over at the people singing, like with this offended expression, and shrugs. And then she starts to walk over to the cross to get a better look.
Yeah, so you're walking down like the center aisle of the church.
Well, if she has to scoot around people, she will.
Okay. Yeah, I see. Okay. Yeah, so as you get closer, you see that the source of the dripping is actually several human bodies that have been attached to this cross in various manners and in ways. Some are strapped, some are like, you know, nailed, some are hanging from the back, like just like kind of draped over the back of it. But all the same, their blood is what is being pulled out of them and dripping down through the wood of the cross and then into this urn. This is what you're seeing now with your eyes very clearly. And as you're observing this, you kind of start to feel the ground shake, like rumble a little bit. And the singing starts to get louder and louder and more intense and intentional. The diction of the words increases as the bowl, like something from inside the bowl starts to glow this like red, ominous red, like this dim red in this dark church is now this like source of like glowing red light under this bleeding cross. And you start to hear like a sloshing of water as the rumbling in the floor increases. And the first thing you see is like a reptilian hand grasp the edge of this bowl, and then a second one, and they're like, and then you see like a reptilian snake-like head just like slick with blood kind of pull itself up out of this altar bowl, and it opens its mouth wide and its tongue lops out, and it does what the equivalent of a roar would be for a snake. Whatever that sounds like to you.
Dragons can roar, so kind of.
Yeah, but it's more like a hiss whisper or something to me. And I actually, you know, we have to roll initiative for this. We have to roll initiative. So the way initiative works in this game is you roll me a d6 actually, and you add your agility. and then I roll a d6. A 1 through 3 on this means the monsters go first, and then a 4 through 6 means you guys get to go first. It's a 1. So that means my monsters are going to go
Monsters.
first.
No.
Yeah. Trying to move y'all over to thing. Can I get you over there? Please,
Yeah,
Nathan.
just seeing the regular screen.
Yeah. Let me pause for technical difficulties.
Do these things look like basilisks? Like similar to the
kind of.
iconography of the church?
Yeah, so to me, in my mind, it's basilisk based. It's not
Okay.
1-to-1. But like think like Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, but with arms. Like the thing at the end of that, if you know what I'm talking about. What I'm trying to do is move you guys over to a different scene. So wait, did it work? No. Why can't I move you?
You have no power over
So
me.
how do I move people over? What the hell's going
Have
on?
no
You didn't-
power here.
Why is it letting me? Time to load the combat map. Oh, activate. There we
There
go.
we go.
Nice.
I've got Borb.
Borb!
Mary Lou, can you move
Orb
Borb?
of the skull boob.
I sure can.
Cool. And then Craven, I have you over here.
That is the garbage.
I guess here. Eleanor,
Hiding in your
Actually-
garbage.
this is pretty good. But what I don't have is where everyone else is. Let me add those names really quick. I wasn't expecting Theris to be here. Bum. That's going to be Theris.
Perfect. Oh, can we
And
add
then-
Hamfund?
Yes.
My squire.
Actually, I have Bob's ham fund right there.
Should I be seeing other tokens?
Right. That's what I
Yeah,
was
I
gonna
do not
ask.
see.
I
Yes.
can only see me.
Oh.
Yeah, here.
Mine are
me see
disappeared now
something.
too.
Solidarity.
Vision mode. Oh, it's probably because. I wonder what it looks like if.
Blind leading the blind leading the blind.
I wonder if it's because of my fun.
It's
color
dirt in my
vision
eyes. That's why I
enabled.
can't see.
There they are.
Yeah, so I have to make it so your guys can see. It's kind of funny. It's like all your tokens have vision off.
Now I see.
Vision
Oh my
enabled.
god, that's
Ah.
terrifying.
Oh yeah, that's a scary boy.
Yeah.
That is
So-
one scary boy.
It is, in fact, the monster's turn first. And when I say monsters, yes, I mean this big thing up here, but also these people that were here chanting. Now that they're seeing this thing rise from this, they stop singing and just start screaming, and they turn around, and their eyes are just red. And Eleanor, you see this immediately as the one closest to you just sprints at you like a 28 Days Later zombie and goes to swing on you. Can you please roll to defend?
Right.
Horrible.
So
oh my
in
god,
this
this
game,
really is
all-
the scene from 28 Days Later. Where
The
he's
church.
in
Kinda is.
Yeah,
He had
and
given
the,
us
Yeah, the
he
courtyard.
turns around like,
Yeah.
We just didn't catch
oh my
it.
god.
Dude.
You
But
had
also,
given us
I
a
love
clue.
this game because all the rolls are player facing, meaning I'm not rolling to hit you. You're rolling to see if it doesn't
Ooh,
hit you.
So
Oh,
I add
fun.
my agility.
Yes.
That's 18.
Oh yeah, no, you definitely. This thing runs at you, swings with its like oddly elongated arm, and just clean misses through the air as you just dodge that shit. No
nice.
problem. This one is going to move and kind of like football player hop over the, or like track star hop over this
runner is
pew
track star.
here, and take a swing at Theris, who is confused as hell and just like screaming why as this thing swings on her. And I'm gonna roll for her. Oh, 18 on the die. That's gonna for sure be another dodge, which is good for everybody. But now, as the snake-like demon creature with arms pulls itself out of this vat, this bowl. It just like sloshes over the side, and all this blood pours down this altar, and it starts to slither its way like out of the this pot, this bowl, this giant altar bowl urn thing. I don't know why I keep struggling to call it something, but it is now pulling itself along the floor with its arms, and then is now swiping at your legs, Eleanor.
Ah!
Please roll to defend. And it's just like this like dim light in here too. So like you're working with like the reflection off of like the candlelight flickering off like it's like bloodied, wet, scaly body.
That was only a 7, so that's he gets me.
Yeah, that is gonna get you. So this thing is with its claws now gonna do D6 worth of damage. Do you have any armor on?
Armor.
So yeah, you're gonna roll a D4 to reduce the damage that I'm about to roll right now. Okay.
I reduce it by 1.
I rolled a 2.
I also have a shield.
So you take 1
so
point
does
of damage.
But I don't
so that
have the shield
reduces 1
out,
as well.
So.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. So if you had the shield out, that would have been 0 damage. But instead, it is 1 damage as this thing swipes at your like midsection and just like mostly catches leather, but like with like the tip of its claw just like punctures through and grabs your skin. And that is the monster's turn. Who rolled the highest on your guys' side?
I rolled a 2.
So probably going last.
Yeah.
I rolled. What did I roll? Oh, I rolled a 4.
And Fun will go on your turn. Okay, then it is Eleanor's turn to begin
First
for
thing
you
I'm
guys.
gonna do is I'm gonna put that little cloak hat over my head.
Nice.
And she fades slightly, like in the dim light especially, she starts to blend with the shadows. And so that reduces her, that raises her defense by 2.
Oh, that's awesome. So that means you get to, is it a DR10 to defend now?
Let me read the description again.
That'd be so cool.
While wearing this holy hat, the wearer's body fades. Defense DR10.
Yes, cool.
Nice.
So now it's easier for you to make your defense rolls. You have to roll a lesser number, basically. That's great.
And
cool. And then, what else are you going to do?
If I am able to attack, I will. And I don't like the looks of this basilisk thingy.
The
Basilisk.
basilisk. Yeah.
So I'll whip out my short sword, and
Yup.
if I have time, I'll grab the shield with the other hand, and I'll take a swing at this. Okay.
I will allow it.
So 17 minus 2 is 15. So, all right.
That's a hit. That's a hit. Roll that DiMaggio. Also, remember that you guys have omens just in case here.
Do you have to say you're rolling an
I rolled a
omen
2.
before you, or using an omen before?
No. Like
Okay.
you can see the
I got
result.
4 max on the sword.
Cool. So then you do 2 damage to this thing. So you swipe at it with the sword, and it hits its like you just hit its body, like it's like right at its neck base maybe, and you see that the skin is very tough, but your blade definitely cut through its
It can
scales.
bleed.
And it
can
and it lets out a little shriek in anger as it kind of recoils. And I'm gonna say, since you used part of your turn to pull up your hood, that you don't really have a move action right now. Cool. Now it is Borb's turn.
Borb's turn.
Borb's turn.
Wait, I rolled a 2.
Yeah.
Oh, my
And
bad.
Craven
It
was
is
a
Craven's
3,
turn.
right?
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
Nice.
Old lady.
Oh no.
Yes.
Yeah, Craven sees all hell break loose. Initially considers again falling into old habits and being like, oh, maybe I should leave. But does not. He sees Eleanor, and Eleanor's been decent to him. They've drank together, so he feels there's a slight sense of obligation.
Not only have they drank together, she's bought the
Yeah,
drinks. When
that's
they're
the
together.
important one.
That's
when he
true.
Like he's gonna
Yeah.
lose.
You can't die. I still owe you
his
drinks.
bar tab.
my money. So he gets up, breaks from the trash and debris, and tries to get over this pew here. Oh, apparently there's a wall. Oh yeah, that's why.
Yeah, it is the pew. But yeah, if you give me an agility test while you're moving, I want to see if you trip on that thing or if
good.
if you clear that shit.
19.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you got it. No problem, man. In the dark, you're just like, yeah,
It says I'm hitting
sure-footed.
a wall
It
with my
happens.
attempted movement. Yeah. Thank you.
Let me just move you
Yes,
instead.
and then I'm gonna
You're
try
going
to
here?
stab, trying to basically because it looks like Eleanor wants to fight with this big thing, and Craven wants nothing to do with this big lizard looking. But a person who's got red eyes, a little bit crazy looking, he's dealt with crazy people before.
That's bar fights.
So yeah, you drink a lot, you
Stands
fight
to
these
reason.
people. So he goes in with his dagger, with his knife on this guy here next to Eleanor.
Yeah. So roll to hit, please. So it's D20 plus your strength modifier, which is what, minus
my
something?
toughness is actually bad, so this is just straight roll, so that's kind of nice. 17.
Oh, wow.
Yes, that's a
Nice.
hit. Wow, you guys are doing real
Yeah.
good, which is good news.
And so for knife is 1d4.
Uh-huh.
What's the d4? My brain. There it is. 4.
Nice.
Wow, nice. I only rolled a 1, so you actually do 3 points of damage to this thing. So yeah, to this dude. I said to this thing. I
It's
was like,
easier
oh, it's
if
not the
you
basilisk.
think
To
of it
this
as a
dude.
thing.
Yeah.
Yes,
Don't
if you're
give it a
if you're doing
name.
the killing, yes. Yeah. So your
It's just a
dagger
knife.
is a short sword. Or what was it? A
Standard knife.
dagger?
Yeah.
I call mine a
knife,
short
yeah.
sword, but
You
it does
feel
the
it-
same damage, so it's probably also.
Yeah, I know.
Just a
It's-
really
Yeah.
long knife. What's the difference
Yeah.
between a short sword, long knife? You know?
Seriously.
All about the attitude.
You feel
really.
your
Big
blade.
sword
Yeah.
energy.
It's you know what? It's the weaponized confidence. How confident is that blade? It's that makes the
Yes.
difference between it being a knife and a
100%.
short sword. That's really all it
Exactly.
is. You feel the knife. After that, we're like, yeah, it's just a knife, though. You feel the knife slip between this fella's ribs with like eerie ease. And as you pull it out, you see him drop to his knees, and he looks up at you as the red light in his eyes fades, and he falls to the ground. And he is out for the count at this point in time. Blood pooling beneath him.
Another one.
Good job.
Good job, Craven.
This one you did kill.
I did kill this one.
That one is. Oops. That one is dead. Yes. So okay, we have progress.
Progress.
And now you've moved and attacked. It is now actually Borbra's turn.
What is our movement? Like, what is our movement speed?
Yeah. So the way the rules are written are, you have 6 seconds to do anything that's reasonable involving a movement and an attack or using abilities. So
Incredible.
to me, it's usually like 25, 30 feet if there's like a good reason, you know.
Yes, love that. Fantastic. What she's going to do is cry out frustrated.
Wow. They said it wasn't basilisks, and it's more basilisks.
And I'm gonna try and cast my scroll.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Okay, cool. So what you have to do is roll a presence test and beat 12, I believe. Let me just double check. Do you have it up in front of you?
I do.
Here it is. Yes, presence DR 12 is what we're trying to do here. What did you do? I heard a dice roll.
I heard it too,
Oh,
but I
you
don't
did
see it anywhere. Where did it?
It's in the chat. You rolled a 15.
Let's go!
So that's a success, my friend.
Nice.
Great. So what does this power do?
So she yells out,
Metzwalt will blind your eye.
and she holds up the scroll, and it like maybe poofs into like lime green dust
Ooh,
and
yes, cool.
smoke, and she becomes invisible for D6 rounds.
Ooh. All right, roll that d6. Dude, that's awesome.
3. I become invisible for 3
Okay.
rounds or until I'm damaged.
I love that Ham Fund is now just
He's just sort of there.
exposed.
What I
Yeah.
like is that now Craven is the only highly visible target.
That's okay.
That's
Just
also true.
just
Sorry,
dodge. It's
Craven.
fine.
Oops, I made you blind. That's so funny. I'm gonna do invisible. Yes. Thank you, Foundry. Awesome. So, are you gonna move?
I am gonna move. So what's kind of funny about Borb turning herself invisible is that she's going to say, "Follow," and so you can like,
Yeah.
if you were
That's
thinking
awesome.
like you could just tell where she is based on where Hemfun is.
Right.
But yeah, she is gonna move, and
That's
she's gonna
so funny.
move over here, like sort of
Okay. Yeah.
behind the basilisk.
Okay. Yeah. If you can't move
No,
yourself,
got her,
I can
got
do it.
her.
I don't know.
There we go. And
I
Hemfun is
believe
gonna
she
come with
can.
her.
And is Ham Fun gonna do anything besides move?
He's just gonna follow her for now.
Okay. Sounds
Because
good.
there's only one thing he can do, and I don't think I can do it yet. Because I rolled my,
Okay.
I did my
okay.
spell. Like I don't think I can attack yet, right?
I'm so curious. Yeah. So yeah, the way I want you to treat Ham Fund is as if you're playing two characters. So Ham Fund on your initiative has his own move and action beyond moving. So
Yes.
if he wanted to do something, he could. But if you're waiting, that's also totally
He
fine.
actually can't. He can't do anything except this one thing.
Great. Amazing. It is back to my turn, and it is going
Hold
to be
For the
this
recording,
guy.
everybody
yes.
has to see Cody's water bottle.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, the
I've
giant
seen
thing? I
it.
saw
It's
it, yeah.
insane.
That's an insane man. Like, that says so much about him.
Good things.
I
Like,
mean, that's how you
Incredible.
like. We talked about this. This is how you get your curls in.
Do you drink? How many of those a day do you drink?
1 or 2. This depends.
That's crazy.
That's
You're
what I
so
said.
hydrated.
I like
Hydrate or
that.
die
Must
hydrate.
have some sort
It's like
of
just like a quick step.
superpower that also sucks all the moisture out of him, and he has to
That's how
recharge.
dry my skin is.
Yeah.
So
He just sweats a
I
lot.
would be peeing every 20
I know,
minutes.
like
if
I
I
can't
had one
have
of
like
those.
a cup of beer, like a pint of beer, without having to go to the bathroom. So
I'm just built
Yeah.
incorrectly, I guess. I
Incredible.
don't know.
Yeah.
It's-
It's like the
It's
top
like- it's
of
like,
those
where's it all
gallon
going?
water jugs, you know, the clear blue ones. You just
That's
you
his
have
next
that.
step.
That's just,
When he
that's
levels
just your
up-
water bottle.
when he levels up, he's gonna have.
Could be
one of
standing here
those
one day
things,
with
so.
2.
Yeah. Just put like
amazing.
wheels.
One in each
Yeah.
hand.
Just put wheels on it and a spigot. Yeah.
So anyway, yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. I want one of those. For me, in the middle of the night, what I want is one of those like water bottles that rats
Oh, the
have
little
with the little
hamster
ball
that-
that you lick.
Yeah.
With the little ball.
I want to wake up in the middle of the night and just go to my like roll over and just like lick this little
That's
thing, so I don't have to like try to like. Yeah, that's what I want.
Mhm. I want that too.
Because I wake up in the middle of the night feeling like I'm in the middle of the desert, like constantly, and I hate
But
it.
also, if you have one of those
And that
by
would
your
solve all
bed,
your
you don't
problems.
have to go get a glass of water. So you just kind of like lean over,
That's true. And now if I just get a bedpan, then I don't
Incredible.
have to leave
or
the bed
just
at
like
all.
go the total hamster route and just put like wood chips in your bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can just sleep in wood.
And have a wheel for
Oh,
like
shit.
you know,
Sounds easy.
look at exercise. Yeah.
Exercise.
Dude,
Perfect.
This is a good post-apocalyptic lifestyle plan.
this is a coping mechanism, I think. This is good. But in the meantime,
good.
I'm going to attack Theris now.
Get her.
So she's going to roll to defend. Ooh, a 2. So this thing does hit, and it does 4 points of damage to the poor barkeep Theris. She only has 3 hit points. This thing slashes across her throat and just ends her life in that moment. Man, that was such a bummer. We just came off of like such a fun little thing, and then I just like killed
yeah,
somebody.
Eleanor's
sorry
like
about
making
that.
a face and looks over at Craven. Is like, no bar tab.
Could be worse.
And then as it
You hear
Sa-
Borb's
as it's-
voice. She says,
She brought us to this party, and this party sucks.
That's karma.
and this thing hops back over this pew and is now targeting Ham Fund as its closest
Have fun.
target. invaders, and he kind of just lets out like a as he's running over, like kind of crawling over the pews with like now a bloodied hand. It is now the big old snake guy's turn, and guess what? Yes, he is attacking Eleanor again. Please roll to defend.
dodge. 10 plus 2, so 12.
Oh, yep, you got it. Yep, you succeed at 10. Remember, because of your fade, so you're good.
Nice.
You guys have had to not use any omens yet, which is very cool for you. Okay, so you dodge. So this thing swings, but I think it like kind of maybe it hits you, but it like phases through you. Like it's
This
now like
holy
frustrated.
miter is very mysterious. Who knows how it works?
I think it actually reacts to you as if you are like some sort of it has almost like a fearful reaction and causes it to like kind of slither. So now its body is like, it doesn't have back legs. It's just these front arms that it's kind of pulling itself along with. So it kind of drags its body, this wet, bloody body, further down this way. And you see it kind of prop itself up on its arms get like straight as it opens its mouth, and that's the end of its turn for the time being. It is now back to your turn, y'all. Oh, sorry. One last point of business. The familiar sound and vision of the floor moving again is occurring over by Craven.
Uh-oh.
And we see snakes start to converge on this body
where are all these
here.
snakes coming from? We're definitely
Now
on an
it is back to
island.
the top of the order, which I believe is Eleanor.
Are any of the other... She kind of glances from side to side to see if the other cultists or whatever are behaving themselves.
So there were 4. When this all went down, 2 of them just
Okay,
straight
they
up
just left.
bailed, just ran out the door. And 2 of them were these red-eyed situations. I failed to mention that, but that
Okay.
was what happened.
Very.
That they were not expecting this to happen as it happened, clearly. And you were left with the 2 that are crazed. And the thing
Well,
itself.
Craven took care of one of them, so I'm focusing my attention on this basilisk, who I hate. It may not be a basilisk, but to me, it's a basilisk.
Close enough.
You can call it that. That's fine.
So I'm going to take a shot.
He looks mean.
She is not great with a sword, even though it's technically no bigger than Craven's dagger. It's pretty heavy for her. That's going to be a miss.
That's going to be a miss.
And
Okay.
I don't
That's
really
fine.
want to move. I just, as long as I'm within reach. Maybe she'll move. Like she
Just gonna
sees
throw
it
this out
trying to
there.
slither.
Omens?
Oh,
Omens?
I could maybe re-roll.
Good if you wanted to try the
Okay,
same
yeah,
attack roll
absolutely.
again.
I'll use one of my
Do it.
omens. I have
Omen.
4 omens. She says a quick
Oh,
prayer to
shit.
the old gods. They defile your temple. And she then takes her swing. Oh, that does work out better. So that's a 14.
Yep, that
Nice.
hits.
All right.
That's awesome. And you're rolling with like a
Yes.
-2 or something, right?
Like,
Why?
That's awesome.
so good, just good rolling.
She-
Okay.
Her strength is
Yeah, my
-2,
strength is
Oh my
so when she
God.
does attack
That's what I was
rolls,
saying,
it's a
like, this
D20
dagger, even
-2.
though- This sword, to her, it's a dagger because like it's so heavy.
Pop real quick.
Yeah.
Quick, toss it to me.
2
Yeah.
points of damage. 2.
How many? Sorry. But I rolled a 3, so this doesn't actually penetrate its
Got it.
scales this time. It just kind of bounces off. So yeah, no damage dealt. Yeah, I love God. The omens are so like. How did that work out for you then with the visual of the omen taking
Okay,
place?
I think the way I picture it is she's taking the swing and she's saying that little prayer, kind of reaching out to the old gods at the same time. And like you said, like, you know, you get kind of a split screen where she kind of sees going one way and completely whiffing,
Uh-huh.
like anticipating, like you see how it kind of dodges. And then she sees slicing in
Yes.
another way and it, you know, at least hits. And she goes with that one. But yeah, it's like
Cool.
you in an instant see 2 different possibilities and you choose the one that's better. And so that's
Yep.
what that was like for her. And what else can you do with omens? Game Master.
Yeah, I think it's a great time to bring that up. I was looking for the page. So, for omens, we have this awesome page with a friggin'
Sick.
raven bird thing
The
on
art
there.
is so sick.
Sitting on a skull.
Yeah, this game rocks. This book's beautiful.
You can use an omen. This is actually good to know. We should have talked about this earlier, guys. Like I said we would, but we didn't. That's okay. Mork Borg, baby. Like I said, we're gonna make a mess of the
Wrecking
rules
Crew
and probably each
style.
other.
We just made a
Wrecking
mess.
Crew.
Yeah. You can choose to deal maximum damage with one attack that you've already hit
Okay.
with. Reroll a dice roll, yours or someone else's. Lower damage dealt to you by D6. You can neutralize a crit or fumble, or lower a test DR by 4. So, like if I was like, hey, I want you to hit this agility, like I had Craven hit that agility test. He could have used an omen to lower the DR,
How
the
many
difficult
can
rating,
you use
the
at
difficulty
one time?
rating.
Just one?
I think one per
Okay, it
turn
makes sense to me.
is, but that doesn't mean like you could use it something like say you would just use your omen and it failed. Mary Lou could have been like, oh,
So
I'll use one of
someone else
mine to
can
have you
pump
re-roll
up
that.
even though you've
Yeah.
used your omen.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It would just be one per round
Got
per
it.
person, however you want to use
That's
them.
good.
Yeah,
Good
basically.
to keep in mind.
And them's the rules.
So even though I've used my
But
omen,
yeah.
I can use it on another omen on someone else if I want to.
No, and not until the start of the next round.
Oh,
you as a
one
player
per
get to use
round.
one,
Okay.
Got it.
Got
not
it.
one per turn. Yeah.
All right.
Yes. So
I shot my
you know,
shot.
be honest with that shit. Yes. And
Right,
now it is
so-
Creepin's turn.
I have an idea. I have a bear trap. Now, what would you?
Ooh, do you?
It's
Just
in my
carrying around a
pocket.
bear
I don't know
trap?
what I'm
I
doing
love
with it.
He always keeps it set.
Yeah, it's on my back. This on my
It's
back.
really helped out with like the pickpockets. Like they're on.
It's gotta be careful.
Wears
They
it
only
like a
try
If
it
somebody
once.
pats my back, I just say, "Don't press here," because if you do, I'm not responsible for what happens to your hand.
Maybe that was
Yeah.
Eleanor because
responsible.
when she starts to drink, she gets a little
Yeah,
handsy.
hey, you know, it's like, hey, Ellie, I just want to tell you, there's a bear
Dude,
trap now.
you put-
Don't do it.
It's a fun drinking game called the Hunter's Handshake. You put it out on the bar and you try to touch it
Yeah,
and get your
yeah,
hand out
Yeah,
before it
won a
snaps.
lot of
Love
money that
that.
way.
Yeah.
But
do
so
that.
my question to you is
Yeah.
this something I have to take a lot of time to set up? Would you say it's set, I can just kind of toss it and go, or what would your ruling be?
I love the idea of you being able to toss
So what
it.
I'd like to
tell me what you
do
wanna do.
on my turn is, while the big lizard is distracted with Eleanor swinging at it, I want to come around. Show kind of what I'm doing. I'm gonna come around here, slide between these pews. As I'm coming this way, I want to drop the bear trap. Come to here and try to taunt this thing to get it to come towards me. I don't know how smart or not
Oh,
smart it is.
This
but-
sounds like agility check and maybe another one to slide.
Yeah. I'm gonna do what I want. What I want you to do is, one
So
agility
cool.
test first. This is gonna be the motion of moving over the pew and
Okay.
dropping the bear trap.
11.
So in Mork Borg, the standard difficulty for things is 12. So you are one shy of successfully.
What
Going over
omen
this
can
pew.
you use
Omen.
to succeed?
Yeah, I can lower a
Omen.
test DR by
So-
-4 with an omen.
Exactly.
I would like to use
So
my
yes,
omen to
you want
do
to use
that.
your omen to
yes.
do that. Okay, so you now move to. We'll finish the rest of this entire movement, but now where you are is what? Here,
So
you said?
what I wanted to do was, as I'm coming to here, drop the trap, finish
Yep.
moving a little bit, because the idea is I want to get it to come towards me.
Great.
And then
So right where you are now is where I'm
Yes.
going to place
Yep,
the bear
absolutely.
trap. That's where the bear trap's going to be. And now, please move to where you want to go and make a toughness check. The DR
okay.
is going to be 14.
Okay.
Toughness?
Oh, this is the one I'm bad at. So it's -1 on whatever I roll here.
Those are the ones I've been rolling
9.
the best on. No.
Yeah. So what do you yell at this thing?
As he sets the trap, comes over. Hey, you big ugly lizard! And he takes a rock and just throws it at this thing.
It just is so like pathetic. It just goes. "Pink."
And I like that the
Yep.
rock just probably sails over its head.
Rolls up against
not
Hampton's
even
foot.
close
It's
to
like,
hitting it or something.
it's like,
Do you want to play fetch?
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, great. Well, if
Yeah, that's it for me.
I think that's it, my man. And now it is time for Borb and Hand Fun.
Borb and Ham Fun, we are sort of being threatened by this
Yes.
creature thrall over here. And Borb is very territorial of Ham Fund, not because she cares about him as a person, but because like he's hers, right? She's like my Ham Fund, and and so she you know, you still hear her even though she's invisible, and she says Ham Fund, Squire power, and Ham Fund. And you can see produced from his rags a silver scabbard with a sword sheathed in it, and Borb draws the sword, the cursed sword Eureka, as she shrieks Eureka, and I do have to roll a d6 every time I swing the sword.
Okay.
So first swing at
This thing
this
that's threatening you.
Thing, yeah. Okay.
This red-eyed, human-looking thing.
Okay, good. I only rolled a 2. I don't want to roll a 1. I'm not going to tell you
Okay.
what happens because.
All right. So nothing happens on a 2?
Nothing happens on a 2. No, only on a 1.
Okay.
And so then I want to attack this thrall, and my DR when I'm attacking, because I'm invisible, is a DR 6.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, baby.
So is that because
So,
of
here we
the
go.
help of your squire, or
That
No,
is
it's the
from the
spell.
spell, the scroll, the Metzwalk to blind your eye.
oh, okay, I get it.
Scroll
I get
that
it.
I
They
did in the
can't really
first-
dodge
It's like
very
a,
well because
like a sneak
you're-
attack.
They don't know
yeah,
I'm
they
attacking.
can't see where the attack is. Yeah, that's awesome.
And
Watch you roll a 4.
I rolled a 4.
You haven't used an
How
did
omen
you
yet.
know
that?
You haven't used an omen yet.
And so I'm gonna use an omen, obviously.
That's
If I-
wait. What's your strength?
0.
Oh, okay. So it's just straight up 4. Wow,
It's
I can't
just
believe I
straight
guessed
up
that.
4. I know. You were like, watch you roll a 4, and as you said 4, it like.
I
landed
think
on a
it's
4.
his fault,
Shit.
and you should get it for
Horrible.
your
the
Your
GM
fault.
curse.
I agree,
Yeah.
actually.
The problem is my last name is
Yep.
Luck, and this just
No.
kind of happens sometimes. I just kind of
Wished
it-
into
Not
noticed
fair.
that people.
Not
fair.
Yeah, sorry.
Master luck.
Yes,
So
good thing
then-
you saved your omen.
Is this one where I could just subtract it by 4 and say that I automatically do it, or?
So it's an attack, not a test,
You're
technically.
right.
So no, you would have to
get a
re-roll a dice. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
it better be over 6 or I'm gonna be so mad. And that's a
Forget.
natty 19, baby.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Aha,
Awesome.
your
All
tricks,
right.
your little lucky
So
tricks can't
what's
get me
Yeah.
this
the omen
time.
look like
Tricks.
for
I-
Borb? What is
Yeah,
this whole
I like that.
experience?
I really like that slip of like visualizing like 2 outcomes, and Borb has one where she like whoosh, takes the cursed sword Eureka, which I think just gleams pure silver, and has one where she like brings it down on the thrall and accidentally like stabs herself because she can't see where she is because she's invisible. And she's like, ow! She's like,
That's
okay, not
awesome.
that one. I don't want to do that one. And the other one, she like, like totally just whips off his head, which I probably
Hell
will
yeah.
because Eureka does 2d6
Oh my
damage.
Oh shit,
Eureka the
dude, that
cursed
is one of
sword.
the best. Oh, but you have to roll that
She's
d6
sold
beforehand.
all the
That's
jewels from her clothes, but she has not sold Eureka.
Never. Oh, I rolled a 1, but then I also rolled a max damage, so 7 damage on this thrall.
Oh, well, yes. So you definitely just like, what part of the body did you put the sword through?
I
What did you
just
say?
chopped his head right off.
Oh yeah, no, you definitely did because they are full on dead. And they slumped to the ground the same way the other one did. I'm trying to find the dead. There's the dead button.
Nice.
And you are now visible. Yes.
Wait.
Yes,
You
I
become visible when you get
is.
hit. Do you become visible when you hit?
It doesn't
She
say. It only
does.
says when I take damage. Or did I miss it? What did it?
Oh.
Was it when I?
I think it's like either whether you take or deal. Let's double check.
It
'Cause
says-
otherwise
okay.
that would be.
In mine, it says a
Oh, but it's
creature
for
becomes
3
invisible
rounds.
for d6 rounds or until it is damaged.
Okay. No, yeah. So you still have 2 more rounds of this.
We just see this kind of vague
Wow.
light where the sword
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think you
that's-
do see
well,
the sword, just
I
like
think
sort
the sword
of
is just floating around in the air. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not like
That's
super
awesome.
helpful,
It's too
but you
cool. Its ego won't let it become invisible.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Okay, cool. So, you have so does Ham Fun get to Ham Fun and you both have a move action.
Amazing. I'm going to take a step away from this basilisk and from this other body that seems to be being filled with snakes. Not super interested
I
in
wouldn't
that.
get too close
So
to
I
that.
will-
judging
leave
by
that
what
one
we saw
alone.
Yeah. Yeah, not super. He's gonna try and strangle me. So I'm just gonna back up away. Maybe like here. Oh, okay. It's colliding.
If it's
so I
not
won't
going, then I
collide.
can. I
And
don't
then
know why it's being so finicky.
I'll say, Hanfun, follow, and he will follow me.
This
Cool.
is such a great visual.
Uh,
Ham Fun will live in my mind forever.
I truly
but
love
it's just
him.
like the sword, like you see the sword turn around. Have fun, follow.
Yes.
And like it, you know what I mean? Like yeah.
Yeah, and that's truly
That's so
this
funny.
is all Hanfun can do. He is an intensely cowardly servant that acts only as a guardian for the scabbard of the cursed sword Eurekia.
Ah.
Wow, that's so cool.
That's it.
Great. Now I think it's back to my guys now. Yes, this body has now been filled with snakes and is standing up. And if you recall from our opening scene, boy, are those those snakes sure are strong. It kind of is headless and it just kind of walks right over to Eleanor and tries to also grab at your throat. Please roll to defend.
10.
And you don't have an omen yet, by the
10.
way. What'd you roll?
And because of the
Great,
holy
perfect.
miter, that
So
works.
it just reaches through your throat and it can't get a hold.
I just look
That
at him
is that
annoyed and
one's
point
turn.
over at Craven.
That one, he just is so confused. And then this one is now starting to fill with snakes, just like you start to see the snakes kind of pouring over the pew, under the pew, just finding any
Ugh,
open wound. It is starting to enter it.
Not again.
And Theris's body,
Oh my
same deal.
gosh.
Her body is
This
being
reminds
swarmed
me
by
of
God.
snakes.
that Chronicles of Prydain, the Cauldron-born, where
The cauldron
they,
born.
I
I don't know
think,
it.
what was it?
So
They
actually,
couldn't
Kyle, yeah, you're just
die.
ripping off the cauldron born exactly. No, sorry, I think my internet's lagging. Anyways, it is now my big boy's turn, and
Uh-oh.
he, Craven, you did try to taunt him, but and he hears you yelling, and he lets out his big ol' roar again. This time, everyone needs to make a
Yeah.
presence test.
Mm.
To
Natural 20.
Nice.
oh shit! Okay, cool. We're gonna have some fun with that.
12.
17.
Nice, nice.
Oh, great.
12 is a success, usually.
Okay, you all pass. Yeah. So what happens is you feel this unearthly vibration into your body that actually feels similar to the way the singing was from when you guys were approaching the church. This now it makes sense now. This is the language they were speaking. It's the language of this thing, and this thing is now imparting its will into you, and your body's all rejected it. Like the vibrations did not settle in. Like you feel it almost like waves breaking against the shore of your body. Like it just nothing gets
It's
let
the
in.
most action I've had in at least a year.
Amazing.
Love it.
Yes. This fucking
Hot.
bloody basilisk in a broken church. I love it. Yeah, so he does that, and he can't do anything else. But Eleanor, because you crit, you get an immediate counterattack.
Alright.
So please roll to attack.
No. Nope. That's a miss.
Doesn't hit? Okay, cool. And yeah, I think yeah, that's going to be its turn because that's a whole thing. And now it is back to you guys again. So it's Eleanor's turn. You have your omens back. You do, because you're back to the top of your turn.
Oh, okay. I still only have 3 omens, but I can use them again. Got it.
Yes. Sorry, you have the capability of using an omen.
12.
Yes,
okay.
that is a hit. Look at you just wailing away on this thing. Oh, what are you hitting?
The
Sorry,
basilisk.
the basilisk or the
she's
thing
pretty
next
much
to you?
focused on
Okay,
it.
yeah.
Like she's like got her teeth gritted in hate.
That makes sense.
4 points.
4 points of damage, and I roll a 1, so you do
Nice.
3. So as your short sword like punctures this thing's like longer part of its body, it just shrieked like a song at you guys, and now it's shrieking like pain, and it's like actively ripping its body away from your blade. You're seeing that this thing is quite hurt. And it is if you can move if you want.
She likes where she is.
You're like, I'm staying right here.
She's happy.
Okay, then it is. What I believe it is Craven's turn.
Oh. But
Maybe she's trying to drive it
I
toward
said
Craven.
the bear ship. I gotta return on my investment.
I was gonna say if you hit on your crit, I was gonna have him use his move action because it
Got
was still
it.
technically his turn to run away from you.
That
but
would've been
yeah.
fine.
But you missed.
After missing with the rock, Craven a bit frustrated, but he's thrown knives before for fun and because he's had to.
Try to get this guy to
Yeah,
come
basically.
over.
So Craven is, I don't think you
Yeah.
heard me, and then he just takes the knife and flings it at this thing. And I'll try to the basilisk.
At
you
which
know,
thing?
the
Sorry,
big, the big lizard,
okay, you're
big
going for the
lizard
basilisk.
guy.
Yeah, got it.
the big
boy.
thing.
With agility.
Very
This
good.
is your agility modifier when you throw. Oh, I'm sorry. It's
yes.
presence actually. Presence when you
Really?
throw.
That's how
Yeah.
You gotta
sexy
be
you are.
poised.
Ranged
Oh,
attacks are
we're
with
gonna fail
presence.
then. 16.
Yes, that's a
No,
hit.
that hits, dude. So the dagger like spins through the air, almost like you do this all the time, and it just punctures easily and just shrink and actually is stuck in there
Yes.
right now. Roll damage, please.
4.
Ooh.
4 damage, and I rolled a 1 again for damage reduction.
Yeah.
So that's 3 more. This thing, all the wounds that it has now actively, you start seeing like it's spewing blood onto the ground.
It's like too
And
much
from out of
blood.
the
It shouldn't
shadows-
have that much blood.
Yeah, almost like Evil Dead 2 levels of like
Monty
spewing of
Python
blood.
spewing
And
blood.
yes,
It's
Yeah.
sort of flesh wound.
the Black
Flesh
Knight.
wound.
It is but a flesh wound. As this is happening, all these snakes from the shadows are now coming to drink this blood that's on the ground
Yeah.
from this mother snake of some kind.
Ugh.
Yeah, this is good. This is good, guys. Great shot. Are
After
you,
he throws that,
Craven,
he talks tough. I don't think you heard me, but he does take a step back as he.
Come on, I'll
Okay.
be over
Yeah,
here. I'll
fair
be
enough,
right
fair
over
enough.
here.
looking for a window, like.
Fair enough. And we have Borbra the Fair. was
Borbra
it?
the
Was that
Badass.
right?
Barbara the Fair. Yes.
Borbra the Fair. Yes, please.
And fair as in beautiful, not fair as in just, because fuck you.
Borbra
And
doesn't play by the rules. She did not
absolutely
gain.
not.
Yeah,
No.
no.
unless they favor her. Then she's for them. But I think she sees this thrall that like she already put down once. She sees it getting back up, and she's like, "Oh, I don't think so." And she's gonna go to chop that one again. Hopefully, like before it totally reconstitutes itself. Like, kick it while it's down. Like the skeletons are undead in Elden Ring. The second time to
I
bring
was
up
going to say
Elden
the
Ring.
same thing. You made a reference earlier, so I'm like, I'm going to just roll with it. Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Perfect. That's what I'm trying to do. So I do need to swing the d6 for Eureka.
Yup.
Goes off the table.
4 again.
That looks like a 1 to me.
Natural 1.
I rolled a 1.
I
Oh, on the
haven't,
sword
I haven't
itself.
spent my omen this round. I'm gonna give her a reroll.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is good because that's you don't want to know what happens if I roll a 1
Oh,
on
shit.
Eureka.
This
We're
sword
gonna
sounds
find out because
fucking
we'll get
crazy.
the dual view if you hit.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna re-roll it. I'm rolling that one again.
All right. Hell yeah.
Ooh, and I rolled a 4. Thank you for your weird laughing. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, it's happening.
Whew. Okay.
But now you have to roll. Now you have to roll the hit though.
Yes, I
Because
do
that was
have to
just to
roll
make
to
sure the
hit.
sword doesn't do. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, so it better be over a 6. Come on. That was a 3.
Well, you still have an omen you
Okay,
can
so you just-
spend.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Can I spend an
Yeah.
omen?
Yeah, you can.
Let's go. Let's go.
See, guys, omens are fun.
Omens are
Omens are
fun,
so
but they are
fun.
very limited resources. If this was a whole
Yes.
There
dungeon,
we go. Yeah, no, we'd be cooked.
Yeah.
There, I rolled a 10.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Yeah.
Barbara envisions her future where she swings Eureka at but misses him and slices off Hamfun's head, and they both disappear into silver
The
smoke.
sword?
Yep,
and in
they
this
both-
moment,
God.
she realizes she really cares for Hamfun.
Handful. Oh,
Sometimes
no.
and she's like Hamfun, but also
My sword.
and it is equal. She does care for Hamfund, but not more or less than she cares for about the sword.
Sure.
Um,
Yes.
So she's like, whoa, oh, phew, don't want that to happen. And then she goes to swing it again and misses and was like, well, let's not do that one either. And swings to hit again and hopefully puts this thing down for good. So I'm going to do
Hell
2d6
yeah.
damage. Max damage.
That's incredible
6
amount of damage.
Plus 2,
Oh.
8. 8 damage.
she is such a
With your-
badass.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what
Eureka!
kind of happens is the body, you hit the body in such a way that it like almost like opens up and there's not really much place for the snakes to like kind of be housed in.
Yeah.
So they retreat, but they find happiness in the blood of the other snake thing that's bleeding in the middle of the
picture
river. So yes, they immediately vacate that body and move over to the blood on the floor
The
in the middle
skull
of the river.
boob, like beneath the clothes, is like fucking A.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. And only I can hear him, but I'm like,
Thank you, Henvia. Thank you very much.
He just has this deep voice. Damn.
Nice.
damn, mama.
I like that. That's better.
Yeah. That is what he sounds like to
so-
me in our conversations. He's like, hell yeah, mama.
So then, okay, cool. Any movement?
No.
Cool.
Nope.
Then I believe it is back to my turn. Those guys are gone. All right. I feel like this is the last stand of this thing. I have this chance to like do something fucked up
Wait,
to
wait,
Eleanor.
wait. What about
All right, here we go.
What was the lady's name? The bartender? Didn't she get filled with snakes?
She was in the process
She's
of
okay.
getting filled with snakes.
mid snake
Mid-snake
filling.
filling. There's
there's
only
an
so many
incubation
snakes.
period.
It's like, kind of ran
Snakes
out halfway
Yeah.
in
through. She's
process.
just kind of flopping.
All the snakes are coming home
Time
to
to,
roost.
cocoon
Yeah.
and everything. Right?
Yeah. So, Eleanor, we're going for it. I'm rolling to attack you again. Or not rolling. I'm saying
And
I'm
I am
attacking
rolling
you.
to
You're rolling to
dodge.
defend. Yeah.
I mean, hit. You hit me. You hit me.
Am I able to spend an omen
Okay.
for you to reroll?
Here we
that?
go.
I haven't spent one. I haven't spent one last round.
are.
So
All right.
You are. So what do you want her to do?
I can't lower it, right?
You can
Ooh.
also reduce the damage. You can reduce the damage I'm about to do.
That's probably
Yeah.
the best because I have armor too.
Let's do it for that. I'll call it now. We'll reduce the damage, I think. Yeah.
Okay, so it'll be I believe a D6. Let me just double check. Pretty sure
Also, I think it's
rolled
more
lower by a
interesting to
D6.
picture how you do it.
Right.
Yeah, that's also true.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep, it's gonna be. Oh, I'm sorry. It's lower damage dealt
Oh,
to
so
you
can't do-
You
by
can't do
D6.
someone else.
So this is going to be re-roll a
Okay.
dice. Oh, and it says I like this too. You are actually supposed to re-roll it.
Oh, I re-roll it.
Not-
So I'm.
not so-
I'm
Yeah, it's very
You did.
clearly written here.
You
I should
can't
read
do
better.
worse.
But yes,
Don't
you get to because
don't say I can't do worse.
Does he get to add his bonuses?
Probably yours.
I wish.
Yeah, my bonuses are
That'd
better.
be
'cause I
kind of
get the-
cool.
We should definitely
The fancy
use your
hat.
bonuses because
What'd
I
you-
am not very good in theory. No, I'm about
What
to
did
right
you,
now. So
oh, you
it's
haven't done it yet.
were we trying to? It's trying to be a 10,
Dodge.
right?
Yeah, 10.
15.
Okay. So this thing brings its maw up and goes down. It was going for a full-on like upper torso bite. And tell me what happens. How does this not?
The full
he was
upper
locked
torso
in.
bite, where this thing just devours Eleanor, basically. Leaves nothing but like her boots behind on the floor. Does not come to
Yeah.
pass. That is the alternate future. What happens is as it rears back and gathers strength, particularly on the hind legs to bring itself forward, all the cuts, but also the dagger that was thrown is in the correct tendon to keep it from getting all that force, and just kind of stumbles as it goes for this bite.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. That's
Yeah.
beautiful. Thank you for that poetry. Snaps. Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Bottle cap.
Awesome. And it will frustratedly move towards the front door. Just like writhing and leaving a
Oh,
trail of
that's
blood with like
rude,
snakes.
to leave your own party
drinking.
early.
And it is back to your guys' turn.
Right. She's gonna
Eleanor.
have to move. Oh. I really should get Eleanor a ranged weapon because she'd do way better with it. But she runs up
It's true.
on it, swings.
All right, and roll to attack.
I like the visual you had the
please.
short sword with two hands. Because this
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a miss. Let's see. I
It's a
think
miss?
since is now I'm gonna give the others a chance, and so I'm gonna let that go. Like it's a swing and a miss.
Then it is Borbra the Fair's turn.
Borba thinks it's very rude to leave a party that you invited people to. That's like, there's no food, there's no drink. You're actually killing people. It's very
Totally.
bloody and weird, and like super. And now you're trying to leave,
It's
like as
awkward,
if
and you're
we're not
just,
going to
like,
clean up your mess.
Bad host.
Yeah, you're the
Bad
host. This is
hosting.
bad hosting. So, I do know that Theris is being turned into a snake puppet, but she's like, I can't see her because she is invisible. But imagine
Oh,
that she.
You're right here. Sorry.
That is
Move
funny. It
her.
actually makes you invisible. You can't see yourself. You're like, where am I?
I'm that invisible, and that's why I almost hit myself that one time. If you could
Are you
move
trying to
me,
go
yeah,
here?
right next to
Yeah.
Eleanor, and Hamfund
You're
is
there.
obviously gonna follow right behind.
I'm gonna try to find this invisibility thing so you can see yourself.
Oh,
I think it's really funny that.
Borba knows where she
It's
is. at
fun
all
for me
times.
not to see it,
Okay, yeah,
Yeah, and this is I think her last round.
but she's right here.
with the invisibility. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And she's gonna swing. So I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
roll a d6 on Eureka. Please don't roll
Yeah,
a 1.
yeah.
3. Okay.
Okay.
So she's gonna swing to attack this
Yes.
big monstrous
Wait.
baby. 16.
Yes.
Yeah, 16.
That's a hit. Oh shit, you guys. This could be it.
This could be
okay,
it.
I reduced this by 4. I rolled a 4 this time.
Okay, come on, max damage. Let's go.
I mean,
4 on the first d6.
okay, great. Now
And
this is all
4
gravy,
on
baby.
the second d6.
It had exactly 4 hit points.
4 is the number of this
Lucky
session.
number.
What is the
I want
number?
a full visual
Whoa.
of what this looks like as you slay the beast from behind.
I think,
Yes.
yeah. So you just see this flying silver sword coming in, like all you see is just this sword glinting in the moonlight from like
I want to
The
hear. I
streaks
think
of
there's like
moon coming-
lightsaber.
Yeah.
yeah, and then you see the sword and you see Hamfund following dutifully behind. And it's
Yes.
raised up high and you see glint in the moonlight, and as soon as it glints, that's when her potion wears off and she becomes fully visible. Her robes flying in the wind, in the force of her movement as she brings Eurikia down. She goes, Eurikia! Slash! And she wants to chop its head off, for sure.
Yeah. So what happens is as you chop its head off, it still had all this forward momentum where it was trying to leave this party, right?
Mhm.
So what happens is the head gets cut off, but then it's this dead weight that slams into the door and it just starts bleeding. All the blood starts pouring out of the front of the church, and all the snakes from inside all the bodies on the floor just run out to go drink up all this blood as the moonlight now is illuminating and reflecting off of this massive headless snake's like bloody stump as it like pours out its life's blood all over the dirt outside.
Gross.
Good riddance.
Well, I don't want to clean this up. It's not my party. Let's get out of here.
Yes, there has been too many bodies. I think for one day.
I don't think I want to be blamed for any of this when someone finds it, and he goes over and starts picking up his bear trap to restrap it, put it on his back.
Yeah.
Although
Don't forget
Yes,
your
thank you,
bear
thank you.
trap.
before we leave, Eleanor like walks over to the altar, and where the bodies are bleeding. I don't know if they're alive or not, but her concern is just like blaspheming this
they're, like,
place of
super
the
dead.
old gods, and she just like
Mm.
kicks the basin over.
Nice. Yeah, totally. And wow, a whole bunch more blood just goes everywhere.
Kind of hits
Gross.
the
There's like a
floor,
statue broke into
splatters
the side of
back.
it. This is like a broken statue right here. I like to think the blood like sloshes up against its like broken limbs and like head and everything as it pours
Yeah,
over
and
that
her
way.
inner monologue is like, I know you're all still out there, and I will find you.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Is that the skull?
And walks back to the others.
Oh,
Oh, this
From my
party
group.
was
Nah, he's
lame.
chilling.
Yeah, let's leave.
So,
let's find it. This place blows. Let's blow this popsicle stand.
What's a
So,
popsicle?
Craven,
What?
I'm not sure.
I think you might know. I know that was the bar with the cheapest ale, but where's the bar with the second cheapest ale?
I don't know. Whenever I've drank outside of that one, I usually just steal it from someone else. I've never really gone to check. We could all find it together if you want, but
I rather like you too. Hamfund likes you too. So, Hamfund, what do you say? Would you like to have more servants to attend me?
And Hamfun goes,
Yes, I quite like this idea.
And the camera kind of pans out over this church illuminated by the moon with like blood clearly pouring out into the open, while you can just hear the faint voice of Borbra talking about all the new servants she's going to have as like the Who fucking hits. And it's like, wow! Like, fucking, you know what I'm talking about.
Hell yeah.
And then the credits roll. And that's how we're going to end this
That was
little sesh
awesome.
here.
God, that
Perfect.
was awesome.
Mork Borg, thanks
Mork
guys. You guys
Borg!
I basically I love this shit so much. I love just being able to like let you guys just this is great.
Yeah,
Thanks,
I love
this is
how
really fun.
just like loose and even the players can just kind of make up the world as you go. It's not
Mhm.
like you're
Yeah.
not going to cross over what the GM
Yeah.
says, you know,
Also,
because
Yeah,
it's also
the
exactly.
visual
Yes.
of Yzma with a magic sword cutting off a giant Komodo dragon's head is also
yes.
pretty pretty good.